All right. Now, this is my message to Mother Nature. Yeah, it's test recording because I'm not quite sure yet what I'm gonna say. But because I want to do this outside, really, because this is a message to Mother Nature, isn't it? Yeah, so I really just want to be outside. But, I figured I might as well make myself a test recording. Let's see what other stuff I can come up with. Yeah, it's a message, but it's also a bit of a warning. A warning to Mother Nature. Yeah, I'm not sure what her capabilities are, but I can imagine that well, they say that even plants and trees can sort of hear. You know what I mean? Yeah, that they like to. Yeah, that they like it when music is being played in greenhouses and stuff. They grow faster or something. I don't know. Animals obviously can see and hear. Now I don't know, but maybe Mother Nature as a whole can sort of observe this all. You know what I mean? And I think I'm not the only one with this theory. And this is where the warning comes in. I think you're being manipulated. I think there are certain entities that also like to think about these sort of things and that are sort of, well, manipulating you, Mother Nature. Yeah. Now, these people are very angry at a lot of other people. Not sure what the origins are of this situation. I think it has something to do with well, being pushed from the woods, like I mean, like these people. I think were one of the last ones that were still in the woods. Always walking around looking for medicinal herbs. To do stuff with. Back in the day, they were pretty good, I suppose. Just like any other people that like to be in nature. You know what I mean? Just another brother and sister that likes to be around their mother. You know what I mean? Mother Nature instead of the city. Back in the day, there was just one awful rule though, where they stuck by. I don't know if it was before or after, but yeah, they said they always have to back each other up, even when they're inbreds. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is where it all went wrong. That's what I think. They didn't. They didn't clean up their own kind. I mean, normally inbreds are being taken care of in a certain way, either lethal or by incarceration to prevent them from doing more, inbred stuff. I mean, stuff that is designed to get them kicked out of their gene pool, out of their societies or whatever. But these ones now they just sort of send them away, I suppose, and then they started grouping up. And now yeah, this is a very big issue because now you got a group of inbreds living in the same forest, not cherishing nature, not being good. No, trapping people. You know what I mean? What's it called in English? These people that are, thieves. Robbers, rapists, murderers. You know what I mean? There's a good word for that in Dutch, but I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. Anyway, this is what the inbreds were doing in the woods. Nobody dared to go into the woods anymore. No, because what if there's the inbreds there? Kidnapping you. You're doing all kinds of awful stuff. The woods became a very dangerous place. Before it was a bit dangerous, with the bears and the tigers and whatnot. Yeah, but these were organized individuals that trapped you and everything. Yeah, very clever, very sly, but inbreds. Mirrored and self-destructive programming. Anyway, this didn't help at all. Now, so if they're claiming that it's the people's fault, that they were, driven from the woods, I dare to say no. Well, maybe yes, also because of the overpopulation stuff, yes, but mainly no. No, people were scared. People were scared of your inbreds that you didn't take care of properly. Actually, on the contrary, you took care of them. I mean, you took good care. This is double, but you took good care of them. You backed them up. You supported them. You protected them. That's the rule, isn't it? Though. That's the rule. You always back each other up, right? Even if they're inbreds. There you go. Well, you got yourself a bunch of normal people, nature-loving people, protecting their inbreds. When they're being arrested or something, or I mean, like, no, let the inbreds go. This is our rule. We always have to protect each other, even if they're inbreds. Let them go. Well, there you go. You got yourself a bunch of untouchable inbreds just ransacking the woods. Nobody dared to go in there, so they took it down. Yeah, I dare to say that this was a very, very big part of why the forest kept disappearing. Not just agricultural reasons. No. No, people were scared. People didn't want to have to go through the woods to go from village to village, because what if? What if there's a bunch of inbreds, being allowed, to do their inbred thing? Here in this country where I live right now, I see the same thing. It's thousands of years later, and there you go. I still see inbreds being allowed to do their inbred thing because of this dumbass rule. We're being trapped, and you're being misled. That's what's going on. All right, let's start with the beginning. Let's see, animals. Yeah, we've got pets. Bet in the old days wasn't any different. We got pets, all kinds of pets. You're mainly cats and dogs, right? But all kinds of pets. Now I can imagine that you, as Mother Nature, that you can sort of judge people, maybe entire groups of people, by the way they treat their animals, right? Because you're Mother Nature. You're pretty much everyone, isn't it? Aren't you? Now, if you would register the amount of animal abuse in a very metadata sort of way, without any, if you would have this as dry data, if you can call it that, dry, cold data. I think it's cold data. If you just see this as cold data, I think you've got a very, very wrong image of what's going on. Yeah, I think so. Well, it's not a wrong image of what's going on. It's actually a very correct image of what's going on. Because a lot of people, they tend to, if they're being irritated, they tend to, I'm not sure how you say that. They tend to deflect it upon others, I suppose. I don't know. So I'm not sure. If you get angry, you might kick the dog out of the anger that you have because of something somebody did to you earlier that day, or something that happened, right? This can build up. There's tension. There's anger. Right? Now I've seen myself how they do it, and that they do it. Yeah, people from the Secret Service. I think they were, I suppose. People from the Secret Service using all kinds of weird strategies, bullying, basically bullying, trolling, I believe is what they call it. It's almost like an art form. They consider it to be an art, to make somebody rage over something very small. So you have to add a lot of anger, constant, just a little bit, constantly, small drips. Hope and then you hope that it will all lead to this massive escalation over basically nothing. And that's what they love. They're like, oh, look at how he or she is going completely through the roof over that relatively small thing. This person looks so insane, nobody will take it seriously. This is in my case probably the intention. Yeah, me going through the roof over nothing. Me looking unhinged. People thinking that I'm crazy, that I'm dangerous, and therefore not uh, willing to join in this whole peaceful revolution thing. I believe this is their goal. You charge somebody negatively in order to make this person not have a lot of reach. You know what I mean? Because people don't like negative people, do they? You're not attracted to somebody that looks negatively. Well, you know, if you wanna, well, depends on your emotions, I suppose. Yeah, because I can imagine there's a lot of angry people out here. Yeah, but I don't want to have an angry revolution. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to escalate. I don't want to have no riots in the streets. I don't want to have none of this symbolical nonsense. You know what I mean? No, but it seems they want to, though. They like to hit people with their sticks. They like to bring out their toys, their riot control stuff. You know what I mean? And they need you to want this. They need you to be. They trust me. They sort of want this, but they don't want to have an actual revolution. You know. No, they want a symbolic strike down of the attempt. You know, like, and now it's over. No revolution, okay? Like this. But you need a symbolical showdown, otherwise it's not really working out for you. Right? I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna have this is a marathon. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? This is a marathon. Yeah. So, they've been, for about 4 years now, they've been going at it. Just trolling. Just being annoying. Just being present in a very poorly, with very poorly executed missions. This is how they troll you. Like, there's also a Secret Service that's supposed to be, you know, keeping an eye on the Secret Service. Yeah, nobody knows exactly where. They're probably on the toilet still, or whatever. But, you know, it's probably, you know, very cheap reason why they cannot intervene, because these people, the sort of Secret Service, I suppose, they're claiming that they're just legitimate operations. You know, yeah, we're just trying to get in contact. That's probably what they keep saying. You know what I mean? Yeah, we keep trying to get in contact with him. Yeah, but he's just not replying. No, he's not answering the call. No, he just keeps walking past us and is, you know, ignoring our asses most of the time. Yeah, you know, I don't want to talk to these people. No, not like this. I mean, I can talk to them, yeah, if they just say who they are. Like, hey, I'm yada 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 from this organization. I'd like to talk to you. You know, if that's all right. I'd be like, all right, so what do you want to talk about? Well, yeah, like right now? Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, I mean, I'll be all right. Yeah, this is they don't want to, because this is Secret Service, right? Yeah. Yeah, so they want to do this little thing in the field. That's what they call it. I don't know why but you know, this is what's going on right now. They want to do that little thing in the field where you have this passive aggressive, you know, exchange of sentences with double meanings and whatnot. I'm like, no, we're not going to do this. You want to talk to me? You talk to me, but officially. You know, yeah. I want to be able to say later, like, you know, Agent Yada Yada said this and this back then. You know what I mean? And now this and this is the case. I don't want to have this passive-aggressive conversation with somebody that pretends to be civilian, but is actually working for the Secret Service. You know what I mean? I don't do this. I'm not so no. I'm not playing your game, man. No, we're not going there. You want to talk to me? You talk to me. You don't. We're not gonna do that. No. But these people, they're just trolling. Not just with these sort of things, also other things. Yeah, dog shit and just being annoying sounds. I should probably write them down before I forget all of them. I probably forgot a lot of them. You know? Passive-aggressive murder attempts. You know, it's just a very annoying thing. And I can imagine, like, if you have, I can regularly take breaks. You know what I mean? I don't have a job that I constantly have to be at, so I can go home, smoke a little bit of weed, medicinal. Yeah, that's you. You know, marijuana. I don't take no pills. Just a little bit of marijuana. One hit every 3 or 4 hours. I'm good. You know, I mean, I'm calm. I'm alright. I don't fly through the roof. You know, I mean, no, I get a bit angry. Sure, but I don't escalate. I don't know. I was gonna be sober though. I'm gonna be in the streets pretty soon because of a fight they picked between me and the people I'm hiring this house from. There may be false evidence placed underneath the kitchen floor. So if you horrible stories about me in the future, well, that's probably it. Yeah, want to destroy me because I don't want to. I don't want to work for them. I don't want to work for them. No. And this is inbred, so they love that stuff. You know, they love it when you don't want to work for them, and they can still make you work for them. You know what I mean? And well, you know, yeah, we're gonna go to war soon. Not sure what's gonna happen. Um, but you know, I'm not gonna be that little bitch. That's one thing that's for sure. No, no. I was thinking about performing some educational mental torture upon them. You know, I mean, yeah, teach them who they are. You know, why they want to do the things they do, and perform a little bit of mental torture upon them while doing so. You know, just to get it out of your system or something. Also, they're victims a little bit. Like, here you go, you little, you know, insignificant, you know, self-destructive, programmed, you know, piece of shit inbred. Here you go. Here you go. A little taste of your own medicine, yeah? You weird little thing. You know, with your weird little hobby. You know, making people angry. Like, you know, I never knew about this thing until I started playing some sort of video game. Yeah, and there was this whole community apparently that did that. Yeah, they got this sort of as a, it's almost like a sports. You know what I mean? Yeah, like almost like a challenge. You know, making people rage, and then they took little videos, you know, of the gameplay and published it. Yeah, how they made children rage. Yeah. Those seem to be their favorite targets. Probably easy pickings. You know what I mean? Yeah, the older ones just strike you down. You know what I mean? You know, I ate myself through some canned meat. Yeah. It's easy. It's probably because it's easy pickings. Yeah, but it's a very disturbing. Because these kids are going to be very charged, very negatively charged, aren't they? They become aggressive. They become, you know what I mean? Always a bit angry, you know, and I think this is what they're looking for, people from the Secret Service, but not just that, also just lawyers, for example. Lawyers that are depending on a stable amount of, well, new cases. Crimes being committed, you know, thanks to anger that was induced, you know, purposefully, by the Secret Service, for example. Yeah, secretly, obviously, you cannot do this in public. Well, they sort of do it, though, through protocol. Yeah, this bureaucratic nonsense where you have to go through to get things done here in this country. I think it's designed a little bit trollish on purpose. You know, just to annoy people that don't like to work with this bureaucratic nonsense. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm planning to give them a similar hell as they are giving us right now. These people like to do that. That's gonna, but by then you probably have, they've probably got a different name, so I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah. Right now they're called the Jews. Yeah, they're being used too, though. Don't get you, you know. Yeah, the Jews, but they're being used by the Romans and the Vikings, and you know, it's one big. You know, the Satanists is basically the same thing, but still. Yeah, the Jews, they've been trapped, and now they're trapping everybody else. Like, you know, it's probably with the inbred stuff. And they're like, oh, we're being stained. You know, I mean, they've got a long line of inbreds in there. Like in their bloodlines, pretty much everybody is. There's hardly anything that's not completely rotten. Because of perverted urges, very easy to compromise because of these weird urges. You only have to videotape them doing their inbred thing, and there you go. You control them completely. And these people have been attracted to power like flies to shit. You know what I mean? So this is basically a Secret Service operation. Yeah, using the Jews to infiltrate everything after that Holocaust. You know, they wanted to prevent another one. And there you go. Secret Service just basically, you know, dominating on a secret level. Um, the Jews think they're being trapped, and they feel like they have the right to, to fight back. It's just the issue is though, they victimize everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they've got an issue. They're being tricked and trapped by some Romans and Satanists and whatnot. And then everybody else, all these innocent civilians, they have to pay for that. You know what I mean? Because, thinking like, well, if they get forgiven, we get forgiven as well. Everybody will be forgiven. Something like this, some weird attitude. Making a shit ton of money in the process. And this is what makes it so complicated for me and for other people. Like, what are you really doing? Are you taking some sort of passive-aggressive righteous revenge? Or are you just making a shit ton of money, and you're basically parasiting us? What's going on? Was that a very good reason to parasite us at maximum level? Or are you taking revenge? Because I don't know. It looks like you're really enjoying yourself, and I don't think you can do without anymore. I think it looks like you're being addicted to the way you're taking revenge. Can you still go back? Do you think? Or you're kind of used to it now? You want to continue the way you do, with this righteous revenge, this secret holocaust that you're sort of causing in the underworld, doing the most horrible things, and everything is being taped. Everything you do being used against you. Oh, you're being trapped, all right? This revenge is not righteous. Obviously not. Oh no. Oh no. You know that. Now, this is one of the reasons I think they're trapping us. This is how they got tricked into. Because they know that this Holocaust wasn't. No, this was an inside job, clearly. If you look at the way it was organized and executed, this was the Kabbalah working together with some Romans and Vikings, and yeah, it was an inside. If you look at the way they've taken them for everything they had. You see, they know how the Jews respond. They do this eye for an eye thing. Like, you take everything we have, all right, and we take everything you have. They knew how they would respond. Jews are so easy to predict. It's so incredibly easy, and I don't understand how they don't understand. Like, don't you see? Don't you see that everybody knows how you respond to stuff? You know what I mean? Well, a puppet on a string is what you are, walking yourself into a massive trap while making the Secret Service a shit ton of money, off of your back. You're just a piggy bank to them. A piggy bank that's going straight to hell for this, well, what is it? Some excuse to do your inbred thing. That's what you look like when you wipe your snotty nose after you did something horrible and pretend to be, a good person because you're just taking revenge upon the stuff that's happened to your family, right? There's nothing to do with your inbred thing. You're not enjoying the shit out of yourself, getting high on your inbred programming while taking revenge. No, you don't like to do this at all, do you? You fucking inbred. No, of course not. You snotty-nosed little shit. Huh? I see you, dumbass. Yeah. You selectively retarded inbred is what you are. Yeah. Now you're walking the entire Jewish community into a massive trap with your behavior. Yeah. Because you're being protected by the good ones. Basically, well, technically, this is what they're technically doing. They're technically tolerating what you and your snotty-nosed little inbred brain is doing. Yeah. Idiot. Yeah, and you're not going to that hell where they say, no, where you probably come from. You know what I mean? Where people like you run the place. Oh no. No. Oh, you're going somewhere else? I'll make sure though. Yeah. You're not going with them. I know you're expecting some sort of visit from your extraterrestrial, little buddies. You're not going anywhere. And they're not your buddies, by the way. No. But they're just a bunch of robots or something. I don't know. But you'll be preparing for them. And this is also one of the traps. Mother Nature is being trapped. Yeah, I got carried away there a little bit. But Mother Nature is being trapped. But also the system, like our systems, our digital systems, they're being read right now by entities that are on their way. You know, probably beaming some laser in our direction or whatever, and just sucking up all the information that's being produced, including hopefully this unhinged little message. Yeah, you're being misled while we're being trapped. Yeah, you got these two-faced people, and this is what I wanted to say as well to Mother Nature. There's these two-faced people that look like they're very nice, and if you look from an animal perspective, you would see like a smiling face, a kind face, and you're like, that's probably a good person throwing some bread or whatever. Yeah, all right. Let's put that one on the survival list or whatever, right? Yeah. Well, this could be a two-faced person working for the Secret Service, buying themselves a little way on your list. I've seen them doing it as well. Yeah, I don't know what they were probably trying to encourage me to do the same thing. To be a little, because no, I don't do these sort of things, to be honest. Right now, if it comes to a nature perspective, I'm not very good at all. There's not one single plant in my home. Yeah, one dead one. I hardly do anything. No, I would not be good. I would not be high up on your list. No, but I don't know. Like I'm sort of an all or nothing guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't do a little bit of, right now I'm in a concrete box. And, later on I want to have like, this is one of the things I want to do, like a tree hotel. Like almost live like, at least like a night, live like a monkey again. And the monkeys used to live in the trees, didn't they? Yeah, so I was thinking, what if we make these massive hammocks, sort of a nest area, put some sleeping bags in there, all right? And then you can just hang yourself off of a branch, while in your sleeping bag. Yeah, a tree hotel, like almost for free. Like it's just, what I mean? Yeah, well, just for nomads, just being on their way, going from, coming from place. A tree hotel. Yeah, would be cool. I've got all kinds of plans. Yeah. Hey, but let's wind back a little bit to that thing though, that trap, because also for those aliens coming this way, it's sort of just you learn you sort of see what I mean. Well, how we're being trapped for them. For example, like they're gonna look very cold for cold data, so they're gonna see like, all right, so who has been a volunteer, who has been donating to charity. Convicts, criminals. That's probably one thing that you just move away. Me, I'm a convict. Yeah, so I'm probably off the list. On the shit. Oh, I'm probably on the shit list. Yeah. Well, there's probably some other stuff. Yeah, I haven't thought of it. I haven't thought it through yet completely. But these sort of things. Yeah. Personally, I committed a crime because I couldn't do anything else. I wanted this popped in my mind yesterday. I have to say this. Yeah, it's a bit of a fucked up thing to say, but I still want to say it. I wanted to sort of be a little bit of a amateur lawyer for people that have committed these family dramas. That was a data trap. These family. Let me just write this down real quick. These family, I think like what they're being called here in another family dramas, like something awful happening within the family. Yeah. Now these people usually are no longer alive to explain what they did and why they did it. It's been registered as some horrible thing that happened and nobody's sure why. Probably just a weird person. Now I think, but I'm not sure, but this homicidal stuff, I think it's a typical inbred thing. Kill the entire gene pool because you're an inbred. You know what I mean? feeling a little like, I don't know, but I can imagine like inbred programming being exactly like this. Sometimes it is. Sometimes they feel like causing fights among family members, so that everybody splits up, and sometimes they go away. They're being rejected. They do awful things, disgusting things. So they're being sent away. And at other times, well, maybe they've got this programming that says just kill everybody. Just kill the whole fucking fam, fuck them all off. Yeah, let's be done with it. With this inbred factory. So, Now, like I said, within certain cultures, like the Jewish culture, there's a lot of inbreds because, well, they're being protected rather than, separated, isolated. Yeah, or dealt with in another way. I don't know. I still have to. I still have to think about it. I think I got some. I think I may have some solutions. Yeah, some stuff so they can make themselves useful in some junkyard thing. Can break stuff. Yeah, and then we can build stuff off of that stuff. Anyway, inbred's causing a lot of these family dramas, I can imagine. Just one inbred just fucking everybody off. And I think the Jews are like, oh no. They're always about statistics, right? I'm not. No, but I'm pretty sure that if they wouldn't have done anything, they would have been statistically overrepresented in about everything that's undesired. Just because of the inbred genes that are being protected, are being fed almost. Well, almost. No, they're actually being fed. Like here, inbred, here's another person from the other, community that's not our pack at all. Here, yeah, they sacrifice, whatever. Here, why did you go to town on this completely innocent civilian? Here you go, inbred. I'm a good Jew. Here you go, inbred. Good Jews feeding normal people to their inbreds. Yeah. You understand what I mean? This is the sort of situation there. This is why this rule is so incredibly awful. Well, at least the way it's being used right now. I don't think it was the intention. When this rule came to existence, the Jews were probably still a good people. Coming from the desert, Moses or something was his name, wasn't it? Fleeing from slavery. They were being enslaved. And there they went. And this is probably when they said, like, hey guys, we have nothing. We don't have a country. We don't have nothing. Let's stick together. Let's always support one another, yeah? Because we are all that we have. This is probably when it started. And then they were all like, yes, let's always support each other. No matter what. But I don't think they thought about the inbred thing back then. They would probably say, like, no matter what, well, unless it's inbreds. Yeah, unless it's a piece of shit inbred, Moses, okay? Yeah, because I've seen inbreds, man. You don't want to support them, like, in any way. It's like Jesus, and it's treat others like you would like to be treated. Unless you're a masochistic piece of shit that likes to be beaten up. Yeah, there's people like this. There's people that like to be beaten up. Yeah. So no, if you're somebody, this is one of those things that I didn't know about back then, probably. One of those commas, family dramas. Yeah, people killing their entire family. Listen, this, like, it looks like from a distance like this country is a good country, has everything in order, right? You can come here and it's fine, everything is fine. Everything is taken care of, everybody's good. Pretty much systems are working. That's what it looks like. There's nets everywhere in case you fall. You can go. It looks like nobody is being not taken care of. Everything is fine. And then you're in it yourself. The homeless thing, for example. Yeah, I've been there myself. It's a hell on earth. It's a hidden hell on earth. In this country with abundance, there's too much of everything. You know, food, housing. There's too much, way too much of everything. And yet, here you are, being stuck in some shithole. You know, where you have to pay actual money as well to sleep in. You know, I mean, with a bunch of people that may be good, some of them, but I know some of them fed themselves with the misery that they saw there every day. You know, I mean, all those homeless people, all those broken faces, all the misery they went through, visible. And there they are, you know, a bunch of inbreds, you know, feeding themselves off of this awfulness, you know, sadistic piece of shit is what they usually are, inbreds, right? They like to see somebody else's suffering. You know, they love the sensation, like I'm having it better than they are. You know, I mean, I've got a nice and warm bed at home. These idiots, you know, I mean, are stuck in this shithole. Nice. You know, I mean, this is what I'm talking to. What is what I was trying to say as well with the trap. You know, I mean, from a distance, it looks like volunteers in a homeless shelter are very good people and should be automatically on the list that says like, hey, you gotta save them. Because these are good people. No, you cannot just automatically put all volunteers from a soup kitchen or from some homeless shelter on. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Actually, on the contrary, just take them all off and then select a few that can stay on. Take them all off, everybody, and then select a few that can stay on. You know, I mean, that you manually select. Yeah, but then think about the two-faced. You have to like have people that can see if somebody is two-faced or not. You know what I mean? You can usually see it. Yeah, they're just very bad actors that try to smile all the time. You know, to look liked. You know what I mean? These are highly trained. These are somewhat trained special agents. You know, I mean, that have to infiltrate. I think that planet where they're being taken, the good place. It's probably a planet that's separated. One half for the good guys, one half for the bad guys. They want to infiltrate the good guys. Probably a massive wall in between. They want to infiltrate the good guys and they want to use this planet to do so. Trust me, you don't want to. That's why I say nobody leaves here. This is one of those reasons. I know these little shits are coming from the bad side. And so sending them to hell would just say like you're sending them to their side. You know what I mean? Yeah. They got friends there and shit, so they'll get away with it. So nobody goes. You're all gonna be Oh yeah, and there's another oh wait, yeah, let me just explain this one real quick. Ah man, this is gonna be one of those unhinged messages again. What was this one? Let me see. I smoke some weed too. Yeah, become more creative and I can concentrate better, but I keep forgetting stuff as well. What was it? Well, anyway, the family drama thing. Let's just go to the family drama thing. There was something though. Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe I'll think of it while talking about the family drama stuff. All right, so there's no way you can survive here without well, like if you know about this, you know, also about the orphanages that, well, I don't know. I've never been an orphan, but I can imagine that it's not much better. It's also just barely, you know, fitting the standard when it comes to living conditions. You know, there's no niceness, hardly any, you know, just you know, I mean, and then thinking about the Secret Service that's harvesting people. That's the, well, you know, I mean, that's making sexual abuse of these kids. You know, if you think about this and you're about to become homeless, you're a guy, for example, just a classic standard situation. You're a guy, you're about to lose your job, you got 2 kids and a wife. Huh? Yeah, there's no, you know, you got beef with the family or something, yada yada yada. So, you know, I mean, you're sort of on your own. The system cannot support, no. You know that. It's a shit system. It's, you know, I mean, it's a horrible, horrible system. You know. And it's designed to be so, I think. It's almost like a scarecrow. Like, hey, you see all the homeless people in the street? Yeah, if you don't keep working for this state, if you don't, you know, be a good little slave, that's basically what you are, sort of a glorified slave. Yeah, if you don't work for basically nothing, you can die in the streets, basically. Yeah, that's what you get here, basically nothing. You have to do it. It's not like you get a fixed income and then being offered the option to contribute. No. No, it's like you either contribute or you die. That's slavery. Because, well, the money you get is based upon fuck all. Yeah, so you're basically working for nothing. Anyway, yeah, and this is what you see. You know, I mean, and I'm not, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I can understand if somebody would murder their entire family just because you don't want them to be fed to the wolves, the vultures, the hyenas, the sexual predators, the disgusting scum that's responsible for this hidden hell on earth. You know what I mean? You know you're being harvested, but you don't want to feed your family to them. Right? And so you prevent it. I can see how this is a thing. This is just one of these. Like if you see that in the news or you read about it in the future, you're probably like, what the fuck is wrong with these? Why did you murder your whole family, man? Everything was going fine. Well, you know, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? You could just there's stuff, man. Like losing your job is not a big deal. You could just get a new one. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? This is what I want you to think. This is what I want you to think. Yeah. Everybody is fucked up. Not just the Jews. No, everybody. You understand what I mean? This is what happens when you soil the Jews. They don't try to improve themselves and get rid of this virus, get rid of this fucked up mirrored programming. No, because if it feels so good, you know, it must be good. And that's the mirror programming. That's the inbred programming. Feeds you with an enormous amount of euphoric feeling when you do something that's not supposed to be done. You know, it's to override your primitive survival instincts, I can imagine. And here's the Jews. Yeah, but it feels so good though. You know what I mean? Eating shit. You know. Eating human meat. Necrophiliacs, pedophiliacs, people who fuck animals, you know, all these sort of things, man. All these things that are supposed to be, you know, removing you from the gene pool, you know, supposed to make people loathe you, you know, make them feel disgusted by you. You like it. You know, you freak. And you don't even realize this. No, you collect yourselves, and this is also a thing. Like relatively normal freaks, if you will. I have no problem with these people. No, if you got like physical deformities or whatever, I don't care, man. I'm pretty lucky, but that's exactly how I consider it. I'm lucky. I don't know. Like I just came out pretty all right looking, I suppose. You didn't. Well, it's not your issue, is it? All right. No, as long as you're mentally just this sort of capable of behaving yourself normal and doing so, we're good. I don't care what you look like, man, or sound like, or woman. I don't care. No, but if you hang out with the inbreds that fuck dead bodies, that fuck children, that eat human meat, that eat shit, hey, listen, man, then you're a freak that I don't like to hang out with. You know what I mean? And this is why I say, like, I don't, because I got a feeling that freaks say, like, yes, we are the freaks. You know what I mean? And then a bunch of fucking, you know, I mean, dead body, you know, obsessed. You know what I mean? You know, I don't consider you to be, you're an inbred. You know, you're an inbred, right? You're not a freak. I could be a bit of a freak, as you know, when it comes to all kinds of. Well, I'm not an inbred. No, I could be a bit weird. Yeah, just a bit, you know, you know, just a little bit crazy. You know, I mean, just stupid. Yeah, a bit of a freak. Yeah, but not an inbred. That's a clear difference between freaks and inbreds. Yeah, and I think in the Secret Service they all sort of collect all of them. Like we are the outcasts. We are the ones that, you know, have been rejected by the herd. And that's not true. Like free, I don't care, man. If you got the different looks, you've been you're being dragged out of society. You know, like there's a certain thing going on, like stereotyping, lack of education in school. You know, I mean, it's very easy to be considered different and therefore being rejected by the herd. Yeah, if you're not being educated properly on the subject as a kid, you know what I mean? Well, how are you gonna know about freaks, and how are you not gonna think that they're freaks? You know what I mean? Yeah, but no, you get a very basic education, and then, you know, you come across people that look or sound a bit different, and there you go. It's a freak now. Yeah, because you know you were never educated on it. They do this on purpose. They're everywhere on protocol. These secret service. You're working for them right now. You know what I mean? The people that isolated you, you're working for them right now. You're being rejected from the group of people because of them. Because them in being in need of new personnel. You know what I mean? Personnel that hates society. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like the orphans that have been abused by foster parents before they ran away and got brought in by the Secret Service. You think those foster parents was just some random event that the Secret Service didn't know about? Why do you think that everything was so organized? You probably tried to say stuff, right? Yeah, but nothing happened. No, and therefore you hate the entire society. Yeah, what about just that little cluster of people around you? You know, your parents, the teacher, the doctor. There's only a few people necessary to put you in a little net. I've seen it doing it to me over here. They constantly do it. Yeah, they want to intimidate you, stuff like we're everywhere. I'm like, yeah, well, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They want to intimidate you. Yeah, but in your case, I suppose they try to hide and pretend to be the people, so you would hate the people, thinking nobody would help you in these awful times. And now you're working for the exact for those exact people. Yeah. They need you. They need you to be always angry, so you can do the stuff you're doing. What, we're murdering people, I suppose? I bet you turned into a murderer. Always angry. Interrogation. And you're hurting people to get information. Probably feels good to see their anger. Makes you feel a little less angry inside, doesn't it? You know, it calms you down, doesn't it? They need you like this. They made you like this. You're working for the exact people. It created a thing within you that makes you want to do the things you do. Your mother was raped. If you're wondering who she was and how this conception and why you always, she was raped. I can tell you this much. She was probably religious because they cannot commit abortions. They have to carry the child. Yeah. I've been thinking about your society. I don't know for sure. This is just... But I've been thinking about your society. I've been on the receiving end of your so-called operations. And this is what I got. You're probably poorly trained. Being fed with disinformation during that process. So just, just in case you were being captured. That's probably what they'll say if you ask them. about that bullshit thing that they said was a thing, but you found out wasn't. They say like, yeah, well, that was just in case you would be, you know what I mean? It wasn't like we were trying to feed you. No, it was just in case. It was just in case that, you know, we captured it. We could place a little bit of disinformation, you know, in the process. So then that everything would be lost. It wouldn't be a total, you know, you know, you fuck up then. You're a murderer. You're very dangerous. They're scared of you. Yeah, so be careful. Alright. Alright. The family dramas, the traps. It's not good. It's not good, Mother Nature. There's a lot of anger being I'm not sure how you say that. Projected, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of you know, artificially induced anger being projected upon animals, upon kids. You know what I mean? Like parents abusing their kids, hitting them, not because they hate their kids. No, not because they're bad. No, just because there's people trolling these people from the shadows. People who like to do this. I'm telling you. These people have got some sort of hobby, you know, probably Satanists getting paid with Christian money because they took over the church and are now performing these sort of operations. Yeah. Committing a false flag attack upon the Christian church as well, upon Jesus and everything, everyone that's affiliated. Massive trap. Massive trap. For everybody. They're fucking everything up. Alright, from the secret, from the dark, from the shadows. You have to know this because you cannot trust your guidance system when it comes to who can and who cannot survive this whole thing that's about to happen. You don't want to end up with a bunch of, you know, two-faced monsters infiltrating a good society in another place. Well, you can still wonder whether or not the society is very good, considering they sort of made a deal. And on the other hand, you cannot. You don't want to end up with inbreds just taking over planet Earth, because that's, I think, what they want to do. They want to do an unnatural selection. You're looking for as much genetic diversity as possible, right? Strong immune system, you know what I mean? As much, you know, variation, if you will, as possible. Inbreds, oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't want inbreds, right? No, and yet they want to take over the entire planet. Yes, so that the normal people are the minority. And the inbreds have the majority position and can decide stuff. This is where it's for. You cannot trust your nothing. Nothing. We have to go manual. Alright? With a lot of people. I've been hacked. You cannot trust me neither. I've been biohacked. I can be taken over at any moment. They can just control me from then on, say what they want to say, while still making me look like there's nothing wrong with me. Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult. It's not easy. No, it's a marathon and not a sprint, isn't it? So, but we can train people, and we can prevent, well, maybe even, you know, bend inbreds a little bit, that they understand that that not just what they are and why, but also that they've been intentionally created by some satanic little shits that turn them into the defiled, well, you know, I mean, disgusting things that they are. When you have this inbred mentality, I can imagine you feel yourself a bit disgusted. Like, ew, what you know, what have you done to me? You turn me into one of these disgusting things like you are, just because you want to have a majority position? Are you insane? You know, they gave you a defiled life. Is what they gave you. And I can imagine that they're a bit angry for this. You know, yeah, they're like, you know what? I want to fight against the inbreds. I may have an inbred brain, but I want to fight these little shits, creating more of these disgusting beings. What? Just because they're autistic, I don't think there's anything wrong with their inbred stuff, and this is what is the case probably. Inbreds with a with autism. Autistic people don't think there's anything wrong with autistic people. That's the classic, symptom number one. And there you go. You know what I mean? Autistic people think like autistic people. You know, we just don't have the majority position yet. If we have the majority position, we are not fucked up, but they are. The normal people have the minority now. You know what I mean? This is typical. You know what I mean? This is what's going on. This is exactly what's going on. And they still don't understand. The Secret Service, Justice Department is just flooded with autistic inbreds. I think there's nothing wrong with eating shit, with fucking children, with eating human meat, with fucking dead bodies, with all that stuff, with sadistic stuff, torturing people. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with this. No. It's just the normal people are not ready yet for this. You know what I mean? For this new way of existing. You know what I mean? These differently thinking people. These are fucking monsters, man. But they don't think they are because they're autistic as well. You know what I mean? Secret monsters. Just not able to see what's going on. That they've been created. No. It's narcissistic monsters. That's what they are. Narcissistic monsters. You know what I mean? They don't just think there's nothing wrong with them. No. They are better than everyone. You know what I mean? Shit eaters. People that eat shit. You know what I mean? Yes, because there's a lot of nutrients left still. You know what I mean? There's a lot of potential. You know what I mean? An autistic shit eater that is claiming that everybody else is crazy because there's still nutrients in shit that can be absorbed, but it can be reabsorbed by the body. Just a pre-digested food package, right? According to an autistic piece of shit, inbred. I mean, yeah. This is the people we're dealing with. This is the exact people we're dealing with. Now I'm about to write myself like I said, like an educational psychological torture program. And I'm gonna run these people through there, like on an industrial fucking scale, if I have to. If they don't surrender as a whole, real soon, they're gonna be ran through this thing even when they're dead. I'm gonna run that. If you know what I mean, you don't surrender yourself, I'll run you through the fucking thing over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Just because you refuse to surrender your dumbass as soon as possible. Inbreds. You know what I mean? I'm serious too. I know they're trapping souls because they want to use them for some, I don't know, some machine plan, you know what I mean, to have human souls drive machines or whatever, or be robots. Listen, man, if you can trap souls, we can trap souls. If I want to run you through my psychological torture program over and over and over again, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what you're doing here, isn't it, though? You're psychologically torturing normal people to death. So you and your shitwit autistic inbred group are the only ones that are left. Over and over and over and over again, you're murdering us here by making us commit suicide before we're big and strong enough to fight back. Now I'm big and strong enough to fight back. And I'm becoming stronger and stronger every fucking day. If you don't surrender, I'm gonna run you through the goddamn fucking program over and over and over again. Not just once. Now, there's another thing. Like if you want to know, like as Mother Nature, like how else are they trapping me, misleading me? Well, there's the oil, for example. Like there's two ways you can look at this. You can say oil started polluting the air because we started driving tractors instead of using horses to plow the lands, right? Or you can say, well, this from a Mother Nature perspective, if you look at it, if you're a horse and you're in the stable, and this is what you are. You have to place yourself in the position of Mother Nature, right? So, you're a horse. You used to work in the on the land, be basically being enslaved a little bit, right? Yeah. Now what you see is a tractor. You know what I mean? Burning fossil fuel as it goes. You don't have to work anymore now. You can chill, right? From a Mother Nature perspective, this is how you look at it. So now Mother Nature thinks, thanks to fossil fuels, I don't have to be enslaved anymore. Hmm? This is how they look at it as well. That tractor could have run on hydrogen combustion engine, 100% clean fuel, the most beautiful thing there is. It could have run on electricity, you know. But no, also a non-polluting, if you create it correctly, a non-polluting thing. But no, the Secret Service from the oil industry, or, pushed its inferior fuel through. So we have to buy that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? They passive aggressively saying, here, Mother Nature, thanks to this garbage that's murdering your planet, you don't have to be enslaved anymore. There's the far superior fuels, of course, yes, but that's not our branch. No. We just sell oil, and here is our shit. Fucking up your planet as it goes. Two-faced. You know what I mean? Two-faced. Whales, for example, used to be killed for their oil, right? For oil lamps and stuff. Not anymore. After the oil came, boom. You know what I mean? I don't know how those whales would have, registered. They would have probably like, there's a lot less whalers around. Again, hydrogen could have provided perfectly fine. I'm thinking about creating hydrogen fireplaces. Yeah, because it's 100% clean fuel. You don't even need a chimney. No, you can just burn it right there in your living room, and there you go. Maybe add some oxygen to compensate for the oxygen that's being used to support the flame, but that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah, everybody can get their little fireplace or in the middle of the table or something. You know what I mean? When you're eating, little, you know what I mean? It would look nice. Just a little thing to provide some light and heat, and looks nice, with dancing little flames. But beautiful fuel. But no, being suppressed by the oil industry. No, use our garbage. Here's our shit. Why don't you use our shit a little bit longer and destroy the earth in the process? Now, I've been thinking a lot about well, not a lot, but I've been thinking like even from a Mother Nature perspective, you might get a little sick and tired of all these animals eating each other all day long, causing all this suffering. Sleeping at night in the cold, all these uncomfortable feelings. And you're Mother Nature, you're feeling this, right? Don't you? Well, you can at least. So yeah, maybe you wanted it to end. And maybe somehow you sort of involved in this, I was thinking. Right? You wanted, well, not die, but you wanted the suffering to end. So maybe you wanted another ice age, and you wanted it for it to be sped up, so that all the animals would die, and then you would slowly rebuild it, with the animals still there and stuff, but in a controlled way. I can understand. Yeah. I can sort of understand. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it seems way too much to, categorically fix. You know what I mean? Because there's all these little insects as well. What are you gonna do about that, huh? When you talk about animal suffering reduction and stuff, all these tiny little critters everywhere, being eaten, dying of starvation. Right? It's a nightmare. So I can sort of see how you want this ice age to happen, with good intentions. Yeah. You've got a bit of a timeless mind, man. Yeah, I'm a short term. My time is limited. I'm in like short term. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. We're still gonna make some thingies probably. Some capsules where life is being preserved. Yeah. But we can take care of all the animals in there. Yeah, the insects on the ground, that's a different story. Yeah, that's a. But don't you think that's gonna erupt spontaneously again anyway? Even if you. Well, anyway. Yeah, that's gonna be. But I don't think they're doing a good thing though. Your little minions. Well, I don't know if you want to call them that, but you know how easy it is to really. They don't killing you. They're not killing you softly. No, they're torturing you to death. They're making a incredible ridiculous amount of money with it during the process. So they're not motivated at all. Putting you down in that sense. Even in that way, even if this thing is a thing, they're still being dirty about it. But yeah, I can see how. Yeah. You got them all. You got all the arcs. You got all the DNA samples of all the animals. All the fungi. All the plants, the herbs, the trees. You got it all. I don't know, man. I don't know. What about all that knowledge? In the fungi, in the memories of the fungi. Obviously, I'm just thinking, like, what about that? Huh? That's basically in their hands then. You're allowing them to back you up. And you're basically Stockholm now, ain't you? You're their bitch. That's a very, and I hope you understand this. You're basically turning yourself in their bitch. By going through with this. These are not the people that you wanna. No. And you know a lot more than they. If they can find a way to, what I mean. Well, anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest. Everybody's being trapped here. That's what I'm saying. Not so sure what to do about it. But I think talking about it helps. If others do this as well, spread their theories, it helps. Like we have to find what's going on here. What are they trying to do? There's clearly something going on. We're all being trapped. We're all being manipulated. Now, why and by who? And what is their goal? Like, for example, those plastic soups, yeah? Plastic being thrown in your oceans all day long. Oil industry, again. You know what I mean? Plastic being a toxic waste coming from the oil industry. What is this? And I've been thinking, with one hand, they're burning all these fuels, letting us burn it so we look guilty, right? They're just pumping it up. We're burning it, right? We look guilty. With one hand, we're burning it up, causing this massive greenhouse effect, causing the polar caps to melt, resulting in this massive great flood later on if we don't do anything about it. All right, so the water is rising, and then they're dumping their plastic in that same water, resulting in these plastic soups. There's 5 or 7 of these things around the world, is what they say. All right, so the water is rising, and there's a bunch of garbage places. Right? I was thinking. So what if you're an alien that's in need of water? And you want to fool Mother Nature, not just the humans on there. No, you want to fool Mother Nature, a very highly intelligent, I suppose, you know, I mean, collection of fungi that sort of, well, work as a brain, you know, like a brain has different brain parts. And this is like an exo brain with different fungi parts, I suppose. Highly intelligent, but also always distracted with everything. Right? Because there's a lot of stuff I can imagine that's going on. You know, no time to zoom out. Always, you know, focused on, you know, all kinds of stuff. So no time to look at the big picture and placing yourself in the position of a bunch of backstabbing pirates. You know what I mean? Sneaky pirates. They like to fool planets. Like, oh, here's planet. There you go. You got yourself a water issue? Yeah, I noticed. Water's probably pretty expensive in space. You know what I mean? Liquid. Because I think they're going to turn it into hydrogen immediately. That's why they don't care about the plastic. They're not, and then they're not swimming in it or whatever. No, it's just for the hydrogen. Hi, Mother Nature from planet Earth. Yeah, we see that you got a little water issue. You're about to be flooded again. Yeah. So, what's going on? You want us to, you know, fix your little water issue for free? You know, tit for tat, because we're gonna turn it into hydrogen. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Are you planning anything? Are you planning to do anything with your plastic soups there that we may or may not have created? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I've been misled on multiple levels. But it's these sort of people. It's probably these where they come from. They try to trap us according to their rules. I've been noticing that they stick by some rules, and some rules they completely just ignore. Like our rules that we have, the law and stuff, they don't care about that. Hardly. Some weird set of rules that doesn't seem to be very clear to me that they really stick by. Yeah, and I think it comes from these extraterrestrials. Obviously, they've got their own systems. And it seems to be these systems that they take into account. Because I was thinking, like, man, like everybody knows you're lying. You know what I mean? To these pathological lying little Jews. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, everybody knows that you're just bullshitting everybody. Like, how do you even keep it up, man? You know what I mean? Compulsively lying bunch of inbreds. So who do you think you're fooling here, man? We all know you're a bunch of liars. We all know you're deceiving everybody. Why even try? We're all onto you. They don't care. They don't care about us and our opinions. They care about what they think. These people that are sucking up their data. You know, cold, that's what they don't care about. No, they care about what they're feeding to the machine. The one that's coming this way. That's what they really care about. Yeah. You know, this is why I think these people are somehow in contact with them. Yeah, and you know, Stuff it's very difficult to talk about these people without sounding like a sort of a Nazi, because people you cannot, they sort of figure that themselves out. They try to make themselves, untalked, that nobody talks about them. I mean, there's a big silence over them. Like, no, you cannot talk about them because then everybody thinks you're a Nazi, and then you cannot get anything done. Yeah, well, um, yeah, we'll see about that. I think I can be quite, I can be a bit salty about them. That's usually the case. Or you know nothing, and you don't talk about them, or you know too much, and you go anti-Semitic immediately. It's like the two extremes. You know what I mean? And both ways, you're being isolated. You're being neutralized in a sense. You're doing it yourself because you're so angry at what they do. You either know nothing or you know too much. This is their strategy. And I've been in this twilight zone, this gray area for a while now. And I don't think they like how I do not go through the roof. They've been trying a number of occasions to make me very angry at one of their remote controlled Jews. I can see their intentions. This is one of the reasons why I don't bite that bait. I'm like, no, you want me to scream at that little Jew. You want me to say that it's an inferior little shitty inbred, creature that is ruining our kingdom while taking some sort of fake revenge, you know, on behalf of some Holocaust that you organized and executed, pretty much yourselves. Yeah, you just ordered somebody else, a bunch of Romans, to murder. You know what I mean? It's basically Jew on Jew. But no, you're using it as an excuse to go to town on us, the people. We're just victimized just by your presence, really. You know what I mean? Yeah, thieves, rapists, necrophiliacs. This is all, people that dig up dead bodies, steal their jewelry. I mean, this is you, man. Like, we don't do, you know what I mean? This inbreds. And here you come with your inbred stuff, and then you come, you know what I mean? You come whining when people rat you out, when there's somebody doing about it. And this is the bad thing about this whole situation. The Holocaust was organized, well, by the Romans, those sadistic piece of shits, right? And they did it in a way that was absolutely not necessary. There's something had to be done, absolutely. I agree. But the way they did it was not necessary at all. No, man, they used this gas that was causing them to feel like they were burning from the inside out. Then they were burned from the outside in these furnaces. Just horrible, horrible situations. Yeah, and I was thinking later on, like, why did they do it so bad? And why did they release some Jews? That's what they said, like, labor sets you free in one of those camps. Like, Arbeit macht frei. I'm like, why the fuck would you... You tried to purify Europe from these people, and yet you set them free if they work for you, becoming even angrier than they already were. What were your true intentions, I wonder? You know what I mean? What were your true intentions? Huh? Because it looks to me like you want to set a bunch of very angry Jews free to rally up a bunch of Jews that were in hideouts. Yeah. Launching the biggest infiltration operation in the world. They infiltrated everything to prevent the second Holocaust, to take revenge during the process. And then the secret world, compromising those easy to compromise Jews again because of all their perverted inbred urges. You were being used, man, like the Romans, the Secret Service shit, man. Like, how can you not see that? I barely finished high school. You call yourself superior intelligent? Man, I'm borderline retard, and I just took a glimpse at your shit show and figured it out. And look at you and your dumb fucking allegedly superior intelligence. Just still being in the dark about all this, huh? Yeah, what is it? Are you retarded or are you selectively retarded? This is my question. Like, are you really that stupid? Or are you just enjoying doing, being able to do your inbred thing? Your disgusting, sadistic, perverted, inbred thing. What is it? Are you retarded? Or you're an inbred? Anyway, there's more things. What was it? Let me see. Oh yeah, making farmers look bad. Yeah. Yeah, so with one hand, they make themselves look good with those tractors that run on diesel rather than the horses being used. But with the other hand, when you look at the Netherlands, for example, nowadays, it's just city, a few patches of some sort of nature that's completely crisscrossed with roads, so no wildlife can live there. And then everything else is just farmland. So if you look from above, you have to say like, what is really the problem here? You'd say like farmers, right? Because it's farmland. That's well there instead of forests and stuff. You know what I mean? So it must be the farms that's the problem. The farmers, stealing land away. Hmm? Herbal tea. It's Mother Nature. Yeah, a little bit of sage, lemon balm, St. John's herb. Yeah, I prefer Mother Nature stuff than pills and things. It keeps my depressions away. Yeah, I wonder what's gonna be like in prison. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to prison too. I'm gonna go in from. I'm gonna go see if I can do something from the inside out. Yeah, they've been trying to make me do something stupid, to go to the terrorist prison, so they can mentally torture me there and then force me to work for them. I don't really feel like this timeline. So I'm figuring, you know what? I'm gonna go to the normal prison. I'm gonna see if I can plug a few of my ideas, to like psychologists, the guards, the prison itself. I'm gonna go into the commission, I think. Yeah, for example, this is what I'm planning to do. Like a lot of, I heard once about there was animals being used to make prisoners feel responsible of something. I think it was dogs this time. Prisoners having to take care of dogs. And learning how to take care of themselves during the process, probably something like this. I don't know. I sort of like the idea, introducing something living, to make prisoners a little. I don't know. Like you have to take care of something. You have to show responsibility. And I'm not very. It would be a nice challenge for me as well. And I was thinking, what if we don't do animals? Because that's a bit of a, that's a whole organization and stuff behind it. What if we just do little plants? We put a little greenhouse in every cell. I mean, if you want to, with a little heater in there, so it's always nice and warm, like a 25 degrees sort of, always summer temperature. Put little plants in there, all kinds of different plants, vegetables mainly, fruits. And see if we can have a little, prison greenhouse where we grow our own food, together as prisoners. Yeah, we raise them in our cells. Put little drips of water with them, every day. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing you have, right? Yeah. So you take the lid off, you put a little drip of water there with those little plants, and there you go. Every day you see them grow a little bit further, a little bit further. You know what I mean? Little leaf became a little bigger, new leaf is coming. There's something to look forward to. You know what I mean? You got some perspective. And when they grow enough, then big enough, you can say like, all right, let's put them in the greenhouse. And there you go. You walk there with your little thing and you go to the greenhouse, and you put them in there. And that's where they can grow nice and big until they're producing fruit and you can use them. You know what I mean? This seems like an interesting, I want to plug this idea. This is one of the reasons why I think like I'm just gonna go, because then you can go into the commission. You know what I mean? And last time I was there, I didn't, because I didn't, couldn't be bothered really. No, but now I'm like, I've got some ideas. Yeah, so I'm gonna just probably break some windows at some courtroom or something, some courthouse. Get myself a ticket to prison. It doesn't have to be a long time. No, they wanted me to go away for a long time, like, and I was thinking about it. Like this could be handy, but I don't know if it's necessary. Like I was thinking, like I wanna make some big changes, right? I'm short-term minded. Well, yeah, I want to make some big changes and initiate even bigger ones. Yeah, I don't really like to be a hotshot and everything, uh, with all the intention and stuff. But I do want to do some big stuff, some big things. Yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like yeah. This is gonna sound a bit weird. Yeah. This is gonna be, but it's true. It's in a weird way. This is absolutely true. Um, I want to be a bit of a mix between Mandela, you know, the guy that's tried to unite Africa and do all kinds of good things in a very good way. You know, I mean, he went 4 years to prison. I know that, and that's when he, was one of the, I mean, I don't know, but anyway, he went 4 years in prison before he started to do his thing. Uh, but I also I don't want to be like the things he did. But like I said, I want to be a mix. I want to become a mix between Mandela and Hitler. Yeah, the good side of Hitler, the side that said, I just want to have, because I bet this is what was his main intention. He wanted to have a nice Germany where people could live nicely with each other, trust each other. You know, I mean, yeah, stuff in abundance instead of this, I mean, fighting for scraps. I mean, he just wanted to unite and live nice and not be harassed by a bunch of, well, what are they? Yeah, satanic piggy banks or something. I mean, yeah, pretty much like inbreds. He didn't want to. I don't think so. I don't know him. I didn't see any, but I can imagine he wasn't really, really evil. No, it was the Nazis that sort of took over and did all the. I don't know. I don't think he was really evil. No, he just wanted to get rid of evil, inbreds. That we've been allowed to do that thing by the good ones. I mean, that's what I think. Purify. I think that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to purify. Now, that's what I want to do too, but in a decent, responsible way. That's not like very bad. I mean, there's several programs that I'm thinking of, but also just trying to encourage people with inbred genes. Like, hey, please, just allow yourself to be sterilized, man. Just come here to this hospital or whatever, and understand that you want to stop that inbred gene. You don't want to reproduce again and hope for the best. This is probably going to be going on and on and on. Please, just stop it. Get yourself sterilized, get rewarded for it in some way. I don't know what. We can probably find ways. I mean, like talk to them. I mean, I don't want to pick you up. I don't want to, come and drive by your house with a tank and then force you to come out of it. No, I don't want to do all that war stuff. I just want you to understand that you've been created with satanic intentions to create some sort of world domination by inbreds, so they can do the inbred thing again, like back in the Roman days, publicly executing people, raping, torturing, all that barbaric shit they did back then. They want to go back to those days. Please, understand this. And let yourself get sterilized and get rewarded for it. Now, there's several ways. Yeah, I was thinking, for example, we can put them in like nice places. Like if we arrest people, like that have misbehaving or whatever. And you don't want to execute them, right? I mean, no. So I was thinking, like maybe have like 2 islands, or 3 islands. One for the men, one for the women, and they can sort of see each other. I mean, a little bit. And then a 3rd for men and women, but that's only allowed for sterilized people. You know what I mean? So they can look at each other. They're like, yeah, I want to go there. I want to go to the, you know what I mean? I want to go to the other island where there's men and women, you know, because they're usually a bit oversexed, right? They want to have sex a lot. So then, well, that island is only allowed for people that are sterilized. So I don't know if you're sterilized. No, not sterilized. Well, you know, you'd have to find yourself a way to, you know what I mean? Before you know it, inbreds are gonna be looking for ways, you know, like, you know what I mean? Asking the person, like, do you know where I can, you, do you know of a place where I could get myself sterilized with a decent, well, I can give you some advice, like, here is a place, you know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? Yada, yada, yada. It's on the island, actually. Yeah, here's the place. You know what I mean? Here's a place you can get yourself sterilized, and there you go. You got yourself an inbred, you know, asking to be sterilized just because he or she wants to go to the mixed island. You know, this is a way, I suppose. You want to stop the problem. You know, you don't want to burn the inbreds to death. You know, no, right? No, you want this problem to end. And you want them to understand this as well. I think education is one of the most important things. Yeah, maybe in a bit of a fun way, maybe put some jokes in there. Make it interesting. You know what I mean? They have to understand this is some satanic conspiracy that they're part of, and that they've been created by these people. You know, these perverted, you know, things that they are have been created on purpose. So Satan could say later on, you see, now we have the majority. What are you going to say now? Yeah, you want to prevent this at all costs. So. But yeah, that's what I sort of want to become. I'm feeling. I don't like to, because there's other clones, I think, and they want to sort of use that stuff that I may do if I become very, you know, I mean, like, not necessarily powerful, but influential. You know, I mean, I try to stay away from power. Yeah, but you know, influence is a different thing. Like, you can influence powerful people, and they can then do stuff that is, you know, so you can still be powerful. It's a very dangerous, maybe even more dangerous, actually, now that I think about it. Thing. Yeah, me getting, with my good intentions, getting in, you know, paving the way, and then them switching me with somebody else, or making me disappear in some mysterious way, and then taking my place with their clones, visiting people, like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, so what about that thing we talked about? They know everything. Everything I see, they see. Everything I hear. You know what I mean? So everybody I talk to, they know exactly what is said, so they can come back to that and change it or something. It's a very big problem. It's a massive problem. They've got all these plans laid out. Me getting in, paving the way, turning the key, them walking through the door, fucking everything up. Yeah. So I've got to think about that in this whole process. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, what I want to start with is this. I want to start small. It's a marathon. I need to get back into the horse as well, you know, because I haven't been talking to a lot of people lately. No, so, you know what I mean, I need to get back on the horse. So I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna go just a quick trip to prison. I don't want to sit there for 4 years, because Hitler went to thingy for 4 years as well, right? Prison, yeah. So it would only be logical for me to go to prison for 4 years as well. Yeah, and then the last time I went to prison, there was this guy that told me that he murdered somebody, and he got 4 years for that. Yeah, so I'm feeling there's this Secret Service suggestion that I should murder somebody, but I don't want to murder anybody. No, I don't want to hurt nobody. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna shit whip the courthouse with a hammer. You know, they'll probably piss them off. Yeah, and they'll probably get me to prison just for at least a little while. Hey, listen, it was that same courthouse that said that the destruction of my stuff was fine before I could defend myself. Yeah, my survival equipment. It was that courthouse, so, you know, why not go there and Smash some windows. Smash some windows. Yeah, I'm homeless. These people are making me homeless. The Justice Department to force me to work for them or kill myself or something. Well, you know what I mean. Here I am with my hammer. Let me in. I'm gonna tell you a little story about what's going on out there. You know what I mean? You're just gonna sit there and eat it. Fuck proof. You know what I mean? I don't do proof. I don't need proof. No. So this is what I'm thinking. This is my plan so far. Yeah. I'm gonna smash. I'm gonna be homeless. And now there's like did I say, yeah, there's this thing under the floor. Like there's this hollow space. I don't know what's there, but they can sense, you can feel, like you can hear if you walk over it that there's a hollow space, like a drum feeling. The rest is solid, and then there's this hollow space, and there's a crack running in between. Definitely like 2 times. There's been poured twice the concrete. Now in the beginning I didn't think anything of it, but now that I know what kind of people I'm dealing with, I'm like, this is probably, there's probably something buried there. You know what I mean? Yeah, and if I leave this house because they made me homeless, the new people may stumble upon it, probably Secret Service people, and say like, hey, maybe we should fix this thing because it sounds a bit hollow, like I might fall through. You know, maybe we should fix it. And there you go. Somebody accidentally, you know, some civilian that's, you know, working on this, accidentally discovering a dead body or whatever. Resulting in well, me being questioned and being arrested for that, probably. Yeah, because I was the last one who lived there, right? It only makes sense. You understand? So, yeah, I'm not sure how to deal with this neither. Like, they're just gonna go through with this. I know these sort of people. They're retarded. They're like zombies. Everybody knows they're lying, and still they're like, no, you're being prosecuted for yada 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 yada, because we've been planning this and we're autistic and we don't like to change plans at all. Everybody knows we're liars, and yet we're still sticking with it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? They're just sticking with it. You know what I mean? We found this in your house after placing it. Oh wait, am I supposed to say that? I'm sorry. We found this, we stumbled upon this stuff in your house. Yeah, you know, fucking retarded piece of shit, pathological liars. You know, so I don't know, I'm not sure what to do. I'm not even sure if there's anything there. No. Well, I don't feel like it's necessary to go in prison for 4 years. And then come up with some sort of thing to battle this issue. I don't think so. No, because the problem is, like, when you do this, you're basically writing a script, right? That is very hard to adapt to changes. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if anything in the field, this is what you could call it, if anything like in practice is turning out differently, your theory might not work. You're like, oh shit, this was like this, oh, all right. You know what I mean? Now the whole script has to, you know, stuff has to change now. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is why I'm not very enthusiastic about spending a lot of time theorizing on how to tackle this issue. I think a dynamic approach, especially when you look at the enemy at hand, is more successful. Okay, these people are autistic, right? So they hate it when they don't know exactly what they can expect. This is what can throw them off a little bit. If I'm going to write an entire script, well, they may. I doubt whether they agree with it. Yeah, because it'll take their power away. You know what I mean, that's the intention. Yeah, I don't want to have this autistic dominated authority. You know what I mean? So they're not going to agree with it in any way. I know that much. Yeah, I know they hate that they don't know what to expect. This is. Oh, I'm trying. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I want, but. I just want to be dynamic. You know what I mean? And I want to be open to other ideas as well. I don't want to just sit there in prison just being trolled all day long. This is what's going to happen. They're going to have cellmates and stuff, or people in other cells. They're going to make weird sounds, ticking noises, stuff that just supposed to distract you. Then there's going to be the whole, rumors about why you're being prosecuted for stuff under your kitchen floor, possibly. People wanting to kill me. And because of it. It's a relatively safe, but it's also a questionable situation. You know what I mean? And if I just go to prison for a little while, then probably going to go to some insane, some mental institution, and then from there I can build that thing. I think that's safer. Yeah, because then they don't have years and years and years of just charging me with negative energy. You know what I mean? Ending up with some horrible hellhole where there's going to be people chucked in. You know what I mean? This is what they were planning, I think. Yeah, because they've been fucking me over for the past 4 years, but I'm still sort of all right, I suppose. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm a bit bruised, but I can I'm good. Yeah. Another 4 years of mental torture in prison. People being right next to me. No marijuana, no nothing to. I don't know. And I think they want me to murder somebody in prison. Somebody that's gonna just taunt me, tease me so much. Be this obnoxious troll. That I would eventually want to murder this person, and then I'll never get out. I'll never get out. I think. You know what I mean? They just keep going and keep going and keep going. And then I'm neutralized. You know what I mean? It's difficult. And I don't necessarily want to go through that. I don't know if I'm strong enough for another 4 years. But and even worse. You know what I mean? A lot worse, probably. I don't know if I can go through that. So I want to try if I can do it this way. I go to prison for a little while. First to the police station. This is the plan. Right? I go to the police. I go to the courthouse, bash in a few windows. Maybe spray paint some shit in the walls. Then I'm gonna go to the police station. Right? They're gonna arrest me for ransacking the courthouse. Then I'm gonna say I'm gonna need about 10 to 12 days to come up with to collect myself, and before I can go and get interrogated. I can do a small interrogation. Yeah, just tell them what the story is. I've tried to stay out of the hands of the Secret Service. They're trying to mess me up in all kinds of ways. I hope that I would commit suicide on the streets, and I don't want to go to the streets. That's why I smashed the courthouse in. So I would be at least inside. You know what I mean? It's a hell out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm trying to stay out of the claws of the Secret Service. I'm trying to prevent them from being able to murder me or force me to work for them. And other than that, I'm not saying nothing. 10, 12 days is what I need. Some pieces of paper. Collect myself. Get sober. Because now I smoke weed every 3 or 4 hours. Keep myself relatively calm. I don't want to be interrogated in the days after I stopped. Because I'm going to be extra tense, nervous, angry maybe at the situation. I might scream at those detectives a little bit, you know what I mean, if they're being a bit, annoying about certain ideas, writing them off as fantasies or paranoid, paranoid talk. You know what I mean? I would be like, hey, listen, you know what I mean? You have no idea, and then yada, yada, yada. You know how this can go. These detectives are actually just good people. Yeah, and me being just ransacked for 4 years. This is a, this could cause a clash. This could be the intention of the Secret Service. This is how they do things. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily place people. No, they put certain people together and hope that they clash and result, in the situation that they want. In my case, this would be, well, having fights probably with the detectives. So I'm gonna need about 10 to 12 days to collect myself, to calm down. Then I'm gonna do some meditation and some training to compensate for the weed and the medical herbs and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, because right now I hardly train at all on purpose, because I know it makes you feel good. You know, it releases these nice dopamines and endorphins and stuff. You know, serotonins when you work out. So I'm like, right now I'm being kept all right with herbs. Those are gonna be gone then, because they're not gonna give me my tea 5 times a day, I think. No, I doubt it. So I'm gonna say it that these are my medicines, but I don't think they're gonna give it to me. Medical marijuana, yeah, right. You want to smoke marijuana in our police cells? Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, so that's not gonna happen. Right. Now, so I'm gonna be meditating. I'm gonna be working out, just to stay calm. And I'm gonna need about 10 to 12 days, I think, just to get it out of my system, but also to think about the stuff that I want to say to the detectives and how I want to say it. I want to be as honest as possible, and for now, I don't see anything I cannot be honest about. I can be honest about everything. Yeah, that's a nice thing when you're on the good side. Yeah, you don't have to come up with elaborate excuses for dumb shit. No, I'm just on the good side, and I've got a lot of things to say. Yeah. There's 5 different theories I've got on what's possibly going on. I don't know nothing neither. But I know there's different entities, parties involved with different intentions. You know what I mean? So I have to separately dissect these and tell them to these detectives without sounding like an unhinged, fucking crazy person. It's gonna be a nightmare, yes, but I can also use it to update the system. Well, update to just not infiltrate, to just inject, if you will, the system. Here's an injection of my, and I'm gonna dictate my sentences too, because I know these cops by now. Yeah, well, you can tell them a whole story and sound like a normal person. And when you read your hearing back, your interrogation back, it looks like some socially, handicapped person has been trying to say stuff to a detective. You know what I mean? That's what it usually looks like. Yeah, it's like somebody that's completely off. That sort of tried to speak to one of these detectives. Horrible. Yeah, so I'm gonna dictate every sentence pretty much. Yeah, I want you to put this there. I want you to put that there. I'm gonna go to town on that. 10 to 12 days. I'm gonna inject that system with a whole bunch of theories. Yeah, a whole bunch. Because when you fight with somebody, like the Secret Service, or with others, you sort of get to know them a bit, right? You don't talk to them, you don't know, but you sort of, with their moves, you can see like on what level they are. Like what kind of people would do this? What kind of people would come up with such an operation? You sort of get to learn them, right? What I know, what I'm pretty sure I know now, is that there's the concentration camp survivors. Here we go again with the Holocaust and the Jews. Concentration camp survivors are running the show at the Dutch Secret Service. Nobody dares to say anything. They're all yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. You know what I mean? They've got everything on lockdown. They only accept people who respect elders, and these people are in their 90s now probably. I think going through some puberty state again. This is what happens, right? When you go through puberty. Not just concentration camp survivors, by the way, also people in hideouts. They were hiding away. Yeah, they were very hungry and stuff. They got the scraps from the people that they were hiding out, so they hate the people as well. Very important detail. Yes, not just the concentration camp survivors, now also the ones that were hiding. Yeah, it was the depression back then, wasn't it? Though, like nobody had a lot. Everybody had only just barely enough for themselves, and here was a whole Jewish family in need of refuge and being angry at you for just getting the scraps. I mean, what are you gonna do as the people? Just starve to death just to feed a bunch of Jews? You know, having your own kids dying of starvation just to make some Jewish kids survive. You know what I mean? You come here with your fucking whatever it is. You know what I mean? Parasiting the entire society. Not all of them. Some of them were good. Yeah, but the good ones took, you know, protected the bad ones. So here you come as a whole, you know, protecting your inbreds while they are ransacking society, being rounded up. And now you have to go in hideouts because you didn't take care of your inbreds. And are now angry at the people for only giving you scraps. And now you're taking revenge upon the people, giving us only scraps? You come here. We were already here. This was our kingdom. And here you are, just demanding everything, right? And being angry when you don't get exactly what you want. You know what I mean? Blaming us for something that was clearly organized from within. You know, it's these people that are running the show, and it's these people that needs to be neutralized as soon as possible when shit goes down. When shit goes down, I need this whole entire community, all I say 70 plus, just all, you know, goners, if you ask me. If this shit goes down, they need to go. They need to go first. The rest is still salvageable. Yeah, but it's, well, you know, again, it's these people that have this blind respect for old people. Like, I don't think that's like that. I don't know where this is coming from. Like, you have to respect old people. Like, why? Why would I have to respect somebody just because they're old? What if a piece of shit inbred somehow makes it, you know, and becomes old? Older than me, like a 80, 90-year-old piece of shit inbred. I automatically have to respect your dumb ass just because you're old? Go fuck yourself, inbred. Go fuck yourself and your 90-year-old asshole. You know what I mean? Fuck out of this kingdom. Parasite. Yeah. You know what I mean? You either step down voluntarily or you'll be removed in a very, very humiliating way. I know humiliation is one of your worst, one of your weak points, you know. You know what I mean? Step down out of your own free will, or you will be removed from your position in a very humiliating way. Let this be a warning to you all. Leave them alone. You know what I mean? There are way better strategies. There are way better methods. But no, you and your vulnerable inbred ego wants to hold on to your little inbred methods, right? Because there's nothing wrong with your inbred method. There's nothing wrong with bullying people to death, isn't it? You piece of shit troll. Fuck you. You either step down or you'll be taken down. Take a holiday and then just fucking die or something. All right? I know you can be around for a long time because you have had hunger and therefore you produce some gene that is going to live, that's going to make you able to live a little longer. You'll probably be able to get 110, 120. I don't want to see your old dumbass still ruining this country up. You know what I mean? When you're 110 fucking years old. Step down. All right, you're old. You're going through puberty again or something. You're being fucking weird. You're being childish. Step your dumb ass down and let the people that are still able to, you know what I mean, be reasonable, take over. Yeah. You don't? Well, it's up to you. You're asking for it. You know what I mean? You're asking for it. You think I'm going to be easy on you just because you're old? I'm going to be an extra fucking asshole on you because you're old. Just because you assume you'll get away with it because you're old. I can see that little shit-wit inbred down there behind your ancient eyes. All right? I'm not gonna go easy on you if I have to take your dumb ass down. We have all been trapped. And I'm gonna allow you and your inbred brain to keep doing what you're doing. You either step down or you'll be taken down. All right? You've been doing a lot of bad things, and I'm not gonna say I'm gonna forgive you or say, oh, but no, absolutely not. You selectively retarded piece of shit, inbred. Oh no. Well, one thing I will say: if you stay in power, I'm gonna treat you a lot worse than I would already. You know what I mean? Like right now, we'll probably just, I don't know. I'm not gonna go into details, but you know what I mean. But you want to stay? You want to keep doing this with your ancient fossilized fuckwit brain? Huh? You want to keep doing this? Well, don't be surprised if you're gonna burn a little hotter. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm gonna throw you through my psychological program first then. I don't know where you're going anyway. Oh, you probably fucking go to hell anyway, right? You assume you're going to hell, and that's why you do the things you do, because you're going anyway already. Oh, trust me, honey, you haven't seen fucking nothing yet. Alright? I want you first. If you don't step down, I'm gonna throw you through my psychological hell first. The thing I'm gonna write. Now, this is what I was planning to do in that prison as well. I was like, well, I could use the anger that's been induced to throw them in some hellhole, you know, right hellhole for them. So they can just, you know, be stuck in there for eternity, if you ask me. And I mean, over and over and over again. Hey, this is what they're doing with us, man. They're murdering us over and over and over again. Knowing that it's not righteous, but I just like to do it. You just like to do it. I know you like it. I know what you do. Shall I tell you what you do, you fucking inbred? Shall I tell you how you are so-called taking revenge upon us? Huh? You're bullying us to death, right? First you make us homeless because you gave us some sort of loan that we don't need, right? Then you make us sick so we cannot pay back that loan, so you can take back our house, so we're on the streets, so you can wait until we die, so you can feast upon our flesh in restaurants, in public. I know about those things. Those crematoria with those little tunnels underneath it so your necrophiliacs can do their fucking inbred thing. And then you, inbred, taking a righteous revenge upon the people by what? Eating our flesh in a restaurant so you and your inbred brain can feel good about the situation, thinking like, if they only knew, if these people only knew that we are eating one of their own that we bullied to death, they would murder us, and it's so bad. Oh my goodness, here's some more euphoric feeling to override your primitive survival instinct, you fuckwit, little piece of shit inbred. This is you. I know this is you. And you want to claim that you're taking a righteous revenge? Well, you're enjoying yourselves a little bit too much, if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. You either step your goddamn fucking ass down right now, or I'm gonna throw you through my psychological hell over and over and over again. It's possible, I believe. Yeah. I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna destroy your soul. And what's left? Fuck it. I don't know where you're going next. But trust me, when I'm done with you, there's not much left. And I will not touch you. I do not do physical torture. No. No, but I will torture your ego. I will torture your inner inbred to death. All right? This is what you're dealing with here. Now the question is, you insignificant life form, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna step down and let the next generation take over? Or are we gonna stay here and doom ourselves even further? What is it, inbred? Because that's what you are. You're not a Jew. You're an inbred. You're not worthy of being called a Jew. You're an inbred with an excuse. That's what you are. An inbred with an excuse to do its inbred thing. And as such, it will be registered. You may plausibly deny the fact that you know that this was an inside job, but everybody knows that you know, you selectively retarded piece of shit, two-faced inbred. Everybody knows. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You're doomed. You ain't gonna be forgiven. I know that's what you want. I know Satan wants you to be forgiven so she can be forgiven as well. If you ask me, you will not be forgiven. This would not be a very good lesson to the future, would it? A future that learns that if you're being a backstabby little piece of shit, fucking inbred, that you will be forgiven for every bad thing you did. This would not be a very good lesson to the future. Inbred. Autistic inbred. You don't just want to be forgiven. No. You want to have permission to keep doing what you're doing, isn't it? Because you're an autistic inbred. You're not just an inbred. No, you're an autistic inbred. And so you think there's nothing wrong with you and your perverted inbred urges. So you do not just want to be forgiven, no. You want to have permission to keep going. To keep doing what you're doing, right? Right? You should be embarrassed. You should be ashamed of yourselves for the abomination that you became. In the old days, you may have been a respected people. Now you've been reduced to the abomination that you are. A deplorable waste. Two-faced waste. Trying to trap everybody. Trying to take everybody with you. You don't try to improve yourselves. No. You just fuck up everybody else so you don't stick out. You want to do your inbred thing because you don't think there's anything wrong with it because you're a narcissistic piece of shit. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Superior intellect? To me, it's more like how you use your intelligence that, determines whether you're intelligent or not. That's what I say. You can have a very high IQ and spend your intelligence in a very dumb way and therefore still be a dumbass. That's what I think. I don't care what your IQ is. It's the way you apply it that determines whether or not you're intelligent. And you keep telling everybody that you've got this superior intellect, right? The Jews are way smarter than everybody else. Yeah, in theory. That's what I say. In theory. You know what I mean? You're using your intelligence in a very dumbass way. Almost like those illusionists, these terms, people that turn probably into the Illuminati or whatever. The ones that like to use tricks and shit to get their things done. Very smart people, very crafty, very creative. And yet they apply their trickery in a way that I don't consider to be very intelligent at all. Stealing somebody else's shit. And then having everybody being mesmerized, like, I wonder how they did this. Is that what you want? Is that what you do? Sitting there, being all drunk and shit, thinking about how people are thinking how you did it? You feel proud about that? Huh? Is this the only way you can get your things done? Is it the only way you can get your kicks? Stealing shit and making people surprised on how you did it? Making people wonder on how you did it? Rather than just creating your own stuff. You know what I mean? And have people amazed with what you made in a positive way. Yeah, that's what you are. A very intelligent dumbass. That's what you are to me, you little magician. Yeah, you there, Illuminati, whatever the fuck you call yourselves nowadays. You're very intelligent dumbasses, is what you are. Being a bit disappointed about how the people are not paying you a lot of money anymore to see your cheap tricks on stage. Well, I have to say, you're not very, you're like those clowns, man. You don't, you stick with that old shit, and then people are tied with it, and then you don't wanna change. You don't wanna go and adapt yourself to change. People want to go ahead. People want to go, want to have new stuff. And then here you are with your dumbass clown face, looking like something that's either diseased or already dead, and then hoping that the rest will laugh at your stupid little walk and doing your stupid little dumbass things. Huh? You don't adapt yourself to change. You stick to this old traditional shit. You're autistic. You're like collectively autistic. Like all of y'all. Is what it seems like. Socially awkward bunch of twats. You know what I mean? Autistic people don't like themselves, don't like change, and definitely don't like to adapt themselves to it. This is your issue. You know what I mean? But no, there's nothing wrong with you, right? No, of course not. The rest is stupid. And you keep feeding yourselves with this false information. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with us and our fucking inbred stuff. No. It's the rest that's just not ready yet for this, next step in evolution when we eat shit and, fuck dead bodies and, do shit like this. The rest is just not ready yet. You fucking disgusting piece of shit. Subhuman. And this is what I say, yes. Subhuman bunch of idiots. Because humans would realize that there's something seriously fucking wrong with eating shit and fucking dead bodies. But no, you don't think. You just do your fucking inbred thing in exchange of some sort of euphoric feeling while doing so, isn't it? You junkie. You're just a fucking junkie. Do your perverted inbred thing to make you feel good for a while. You disgust me. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Now you should just get yourself sterilized. All of you! Get yourself sterilized as soon as fucking possible. To stop this abomination from being a goddamn fucking thing. You are the problem. You have been infected. Yeah, fair is fair. Fair is fair, but you did not clean your own fucking virus. You were being infected with a massive Trojan horse, yes. Yes, but then you accepted it as your own. Then you said like, well, this is us now. Yeah, fuck it. We're inbreds now. And we have to, create an inbred empire for the Romans. Yeah, who do you think infected you, you shitwits? Who do you think infected you? Of course it was those fucking Romans running their inbred empire, being 100% depending on inbreds, thinking, let's just use the Jews, to facilitate this inbred empire that we can use. While trapping them in the process, these disgusting, narcissistic, fucking idiots. Manipulative little shits. Yeah, you're being trapped. Of course you're trapped. What do you think? What do you think? Like we are not doing anything. We're just letting the others do horrible stuff to each other and making a lot of money in the process. We're not doing anything. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, you little slithery little shit. Of course they know what you're doing. And of course you are responsible. You're making this thing possible. The Kabbalah. This human trafficking network. Taken over by Jewish inbreds. founded by normal Jews, that said like, hey, listen, we have no country, so let's just start trading and make our money like this in an honest way. Have a little bit of commission. You know what I mean? We just trade other people's stuff back and forth and we make a little money in the process. It's fine. You know what I mean? And this is how it started. Beautiful organization. Being taken over by inbreds. Why? The Jew rule. You always have to back up another Jew, even if it's a piece of shit fucking inbred. And there you go. You got yourself a bunch of inbreds not being, taken care of in a proper way. No. No, being invited at the table. Hey, why don't you come in? Why don't you sit down, inbred? You know what I mean? And share your thoughts about how to run this organization. There you go. You know what I mean? A self-destructive, mirrored program, piece of shit fucking inbred, running the whole organization in the ground with its self-destructive little fucking insinuations. The Jew rule. Yeah. We protect our inbreds. Yeah, we don't isolate them. We don't neutralize them in any way. No. We feed them. Yeah, we feed them with the others, so they are happy, and then we are happy as well because we fulfilled the Jew rule. And why don't you go fuck yourself, Jew? Huh? Yeah, after you get yourself sterilized. Yeah, you disgusting fucking thing. You're lesser worthy. Yeah. I dare to say this. Yeah. If you do accept this rule, and you do feed the inbreds and you agree with this whole, you're lesser worthy. You're feeding your inbreds with our people. Let's just turn the tables. I'm not going to do that. Of course, I'm going to lower myself to your goddamn fucking level. How would you feel if we would do that? Publicly. Like say, hey guys, let's go. Let's round up some Jews and feed them to our inbreds so they can fuck them over and murder and torture them. Go on, where's another Jew? Hello, man. What do you know of a Jew? Is there a Jew somewhere? Yeah, because we need to feed our inbreds. Our inbreds are a bit, they get a bit restless. You know what I mean? And we want to feed them with a fucking Jew. Yeah, do you know of a Jew here anywhere? How would you feel about that, Jew? How would you feel if I would feed you to my goddamn fucking inbreds? You sleazy little bastard. You subhuman thing. You disgust me. You either take care of your goddamn fucking inbreds or I'll take care of you. Remember that. You fucking Jew. Remember that. Over and over and over and over again. Oh yeah, you will not be forgiven. Absolutely not. You will surrender and you will be neutralized in a responsible way. And that's it. Not like back then. No, of course not. In a humane way. I know you're preparing a trap. And I hope you understand that you're going to pay the price for that if you let that thing go. You, the Romans, the Kabbalah, the Satanists, everything. You'll pay the price, not this sun with your little solar flame, not some idiot from abroad that sends a nuke so you can answer it and detonate him above our soil, resulting in an EMP, reducing this continent into some sort of amphitheater. You will pay the price for this. I hope you understand. You will be held responsible because of what your intention when you made this continent depending on this very vulnerable electricity network. Remember this very well. You are not going to get away with this in any way. Checkmate. You lost. Now pull back. You fucking idiots. Pull back. And don't do anything weird in the process. We've all been trapped. Let's not make this worse. Because trust me, We're dragging you down with us. You wanna expose us to hell? We, the people that have not asked for your fucking presence in the first goddamn fucking place? You came here with your parasitic fucking inbred mentality. And now you want to punish us for something your people did? You got harvested. We didn't see nothing off of this. No, we just got the blame. And now you want to expose us to a hell? We're gonna drag your fucking ass with us. You will not get away with this. Absolutely not. You've been trapped. I don't give a shit. You're allowing yourself to get trapped. You're allowing yourself to be used. I don't care. Be very careful with your next steps. Very, very careful. And call down your goddamn fucking hounds from the Kabbalah. These little shits have been on to me like fucking shit in a pig. They're using the trading network as a weapon. Enough reasons for me and the others, I assume, to take down their entire network and replace it with something superior. Yeah. What they do, you do. Alright? I know how they operate. Yeah, parties and shit. They seem not organized, and yet they are. There's a rule violation there going on, and it can even be, well, you can do stuff with it with the current law still in place. Yes, you're pushing others off the market, using your trading network as a weapon, monopolizing everything. You know, making you able to sell shit for the highest price. You're a bunch of quacks. You're having quacks being in charge of the Kabbalah. Now, these are just a few things I mentioned. I want you to pull back on every level. Every level. Even the things I don't know. Alright? This show of reasoning might help you in the future. When it comes to your doomness, when it comes to your hellhole. If you continue to be the way you are right now, I'm telling you, you were already fucked, but this will get a lot worse. A lot worse. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, you've seen nothing yet. It's up to you. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna be a two-faced little piece of shit about this whole thing, or are we gonna talk about it? Are you gonna pull back and stop taking some revenge on people that do not deserve this? What are we gonna do? Huh? You will not be forgiven, I can tell you that much. No, but shit can get a lot worse than it already is for you. A lot worse. Pull back. Show a sign of reasoning. And who knows? Others might as well. Keep doing what you're doing. And trust me, things will get a lot worse. Alright. Data trap. What is this? Oh yeah. Convicts. Yeah, let's get back to that charity thing. Talking about little two-faced piece of shits. Like if you think from a metadata perspective, like, hey, listen, like, who should we keep? Right? You're thinking like a computer probably. Like everybody that donated to charity. Yes, put them on the list. You know what I mean? And go from there. Right? Easy to think. People that donated to charity, because those are usually good people. Right? Why else would you pay? Why else would you donate to charity if you're not a good person, right? You must be a good person. Well, not necessarily. Now, if you're a little shit, if you're a piece of shit, two-faced person that is doing horrible things in the underworld, You know what I mean? Like horrible things. And you want to avoid paying taxes. Well, you don't even have to do horrible things in the underworld, actually. No, you just don't want to pay taxes. You know, you're one of those people. You don't want to contribute to the place where you live. No, because it's not your place anyway. You're just passing through, right? Yeah, it's not like you've got some long-term plans or anything. Yeah, you're just passing through. So why contribute to the system that is making all this possible in this country? You don't want to pay no taxes. So what do? Well, you donate to charity, tax-free. Tax-free. Yeah, and somehow get stuff in return. I'm not sure how it works. I was never into this whole world, but I can imagine well, first of all, there's the promotion. Yeah, if you donate money to, I don't know, some whatever, some sports thing or whatever, you know, like, hey, why don't we have kids more, work out more? Here's a basketball court or whatever that a bunch of people got together. Here are the names. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, something like this. I don't know. You know, promotion-wise, you'll get your money back. Gifts from charities, like, hey, we noticed that you know what I mean, yeah, why don't you come to a holiday with us? We got this, hotel where you can stay. Everything's paid for, don't worry about it. And there you go. You know what I mean? You give a lot of money to charity, and one way or the other, you're getting it back without paying any taxes. Normally, the tax man would take a lot of money away from you, but now the tax man don't, and you can get a lot of stuff in return. A lot of goodwill. People saying like, oh, look at this two-faced little Jew. Yeah, he gave us a lot of money. Yeah, that's probably not some sneaky way to get themselves a ticket to heaven or whatever. No, this is probably a very good, good Jew that's not trying to avoid paying taxes at all. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's introduce him. Let's you know what I mean? Let's make this Jew feel good about himself. Although this Jew knows damn well that he don't give a fuck about this charity. He just don't want to pay no taxes. Now, this is starting to sound like some anti-Semitic, yeah. Well, I don't care. I don't care. I was actually, I think I'm still, sure, I'm on the edge. A lot of Jews would not like this at all, being exposed like this, being maybe ridiculed like this, being spoken of like this at all. Like, oh, the little Jew, look at the little Jew, we're being two-faced about it, doing chat. No, because, well, first of all, there's the intonation, there's the the respectless in this whole thing, a little Jew, you know what I mean. Yeah, and second, well, it's probably very close to the truth. This is when Jews become a little strange. Yeah, they start saying the opposite. So you're stupid. You are the things that you are saying. We don't. We're the opposite. We're good. That's always that's a classic Jew strategy. Yeah, just claiming the opposite. You know what I mean? You're two-faced. You pretend to be good. You know what I mean? Trying to be on Mother Nature's side and stuff. Jew. And, well, that's not, I try not to be. No, I try also to be honest about my bad sides, you know what I mean? Yeah, two-faced. Not really. No, I'm just really a nice guy. Like, if you're wondering, like, why are you motivated to, I'm just a nice guy, man. Yeah, what can I say? I just like to be liked, and I like have a positive influence on my environment. Yeah, what can I say? Like it's almost like I feel almost like committing to admitting to some sort of weird crime. Yeah, I'm just a good guy. Can I just be a good guy without people thinking I'm some two-faced little shit? I'm just a good guy, all right? Yeah. Just let me be. You know what I mean? Or the Secret Service probably would call me, well, yeah, almost like a, this is I think what they call them, a good mensch, like a two-faced person, a good mensch. Somebody that pretends to be good. In German, that's what we call a good mensch. You know what I mean? You pretend to be good. You're not really good. No, you just pretend to be good. You know what I mean? Good mensch. And the problem is, like, you don't see the difference between a good Jew and a good mensch. I don't see the difference. Nope. No idea. They both have this weird. They can both be very charming and very kind looking. You know what I mean? They laugh you in the face, and then with the other hand, they steal your stuff. This is probably what happened to a lot of people in the past. They got Jews around, then they come in with their smiles, hi, yeah, and then you smile and everything is fine, and then they leave, and then you notice that the stuff is missing. And then you're like, huh? What's going on? Like, did they? But they were so kind and laughing and stuff. You know, these are the Jews. You know, these are these inbred Jews, these two-faced little. They come in with their smiles, and then they confuse you because how can you be so fucking rotten and smile so nice at the same time? All this happened countless times in the past, I can imagine. People just sitting at the kitchen table, looking at each other quietly, just dumbstruck, like staring each other in the eyes. Like, huh? But it was so nice though. Like, how can somebody that looks and acts so nice, how can they be so fucking, you know, they stole us. They stole shit from us. This. This is what I mean with well, you know, I mean, the Jew problem. You cannot trust anymore. Now, you know what I mean? You cannot trust anyone. This is what they fuck up. Satanic stuff is this. Satanic stuff. Yeah, like now you don't trust anyone anymore, don't you? Because we smiled very nice as well. We fucked it up now. Yeah, you don't trust anyone anymore. No, so we messed everything up and then left. That's what we do. We're inbreds. We like to break stuff. We like to fuck things up. We're inbreds. Yeah. We settled ourselves in the Jewish culture because, well, you know, the Jews always have to back each other up. That's why we're not being taken care of. Because, you know, we hide ourselves among the Jews. You know, those fucking idiots, you know, that never go against each other because of some dumbass rule they're still abiding. Yeah. And then we fuck everything up for everybody. Yeah. Because that's what we do. You know, inbred Jews. Yeah, and this is why it's not anti-Semitic, by the way. If you're a Jew and you're like, why are you still talking about us, man? Stop talking about us. You know, you're ruining our reputation. You're making things worse. You're creating hatred around our thing. And I'm saying no. Well, that's you saying that. I'm just sharing my opinion and my frustration about your attitude, and I'm making a clear difference. You know, between inbred Jews and, well, normal Jews. Yeah. But I'm also saying normal Jews have to protect inbred Jews, so I can still call you a piece of shit as well. Yeah, as a good Jew. I just called you a piece of shit. What are you going to do? Gonna call the police? Like, hi there, police. Yeah, this is any Jew. Yeah, I just got called a piece of shit. Somebody called me a piece of shit. Yeah, I still feel a little owie in my tummy because of it. Can you please send somebody? Any Jew. Yeah, you compared me to the inbreds. You know, because we support, according to him, we support the inbreds. So he called me a piece of shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it again, piece of shit. Yeah, if you're one of those Jews, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's more or less, you know, supporting, protecting, assisting, or, you know, just not doing anything against them, really. Yeah, you're a piece of shit, in my opinion. Yeah. I consider you to be as useless as a piece of shit. Yeah. You just sit there with your dumb fucking face, just feasting upon the money that is being, well, parasited by the rest. Yeah, I call you a piece of shit. I think I have the right to do so, Your Honor. Yeah, you know, if there's going to be a court case, I feel like I have the right to call also a normal Jew a piece of, yeah, because the rule, the Jew rule. Like unless you publicly, denounce that you support this rule or whatever you call it. If you unless you make that stuff public, you speak yourself out about it. You say, like, listen, Jews, this is fucking ridiculous, man. We have to, you know what I mean? Like, come on, let's step our game up. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Let's not allow ourselves to get trapped by a bunch of satanic idiots any longer, shall we? Let's just take care of the inbreds, and not in the good way. You know what I mean? And be less of a fucking problem to everywhere we stay. You know what I mean? Hey, if you're one of these Jews, we can probably talk. Yeah, a Jew with just a healthy mind that says, fuck it. I'm not going to be a selectively retarded piece of shit. No, I'm going to step up. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I don't care if Mossad's going to fuck me over. I'm going to die at some point anyway. You know what I mean? I'm going in like a kamikaze. Fine, I'm going to be loud too, so Mossad doesn't have the balls to murder me. You know what I mean? We can talk. Sure. Yeah, but all the others that quietly just sit there and, benefiting of all that blood money they're sucking in. Oh, fuck you. I don't even want to be affiliated to you, dumbass. Passive aggressive piece of shit. No, you either speak up and you go in like a kamikaze pilot. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Everywhere. Online, offline, I want to see you everywhere. I want you to speak up. I want you to ring the bell, blow the whistle. You know what I mean? Fuck this shit. I don't want to be trapped by this. I don't want to fall for the same fucking trap as our parents did. Fuck this. I don't want to go to hell because some satanic twats, are trapping us. You know what I mean? Fuck this. I'm speaking up. I want to end this. And I want to use my intelligence in a good way. In a proper way, in a useful way. Rather than letting it go to waste on this dumbass, passive-aggressive, psychological warfare. You know what I mean? That is creating more damage than good. If you're that person, if you're going to be that person, we can talk. You could probably hang out and who knows, become friends at some point. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not really anti-Semitic. No, I just hate, I just hate, I just hate the bad Jews and the ones that are not doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? That's what they say, right? All evil needs to prevail for good men to do nothing. Oh, where are you, good men? Where are you? And good women, where are you? Why don't I hear you? Why don't you, you know what I mean? Why don't you break that silence? Huh? Why don't you speak up and get yourself off the shit list? You know what I mean? Because you're all on it. Yeah, if it's up to me. You can get yourself off of the shit list once you start, fighting with us. Alright? Like I said, I'm not really anti-Semitic. No. Let me see, what else was there? Charity, convicts, yeah. Now, humans sort of, this is a new, humans sort of originated from thingy, right? From Africa. I can see how you're still sort of sense like, hey, we have to sort of, like, almost like you're homesick if you're going somewhere else. You can imagine. The humans have to be sort of around there, right? Yeah. Me too. Sort of, I want to go there as well. Yeah, but it's just everything is ransacked. So you're sort of hesitant, like, is it safe? No. Can we make it safe? Perhaps. Yeah, maybe start somewhere else? No. There's a lot of, the Africans have been trapped as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Poor bastards. Oh yes. I've been trapped on every side. Um, they, well, yeah, more than one way. But for example, this one thing that just popped up was that a lot of all our old cars without filters on them and stuff, they're being sold over there. They're being dumped over there. Yeah, and so when you look at the amount of pollution that's been created, our societies, well, they don't look very good, but they look even worse because they don't have any filters on them. They just burn that trash without it being filtered. Now it looks like the Africans don't care. It looks like the Africans like, you know, like, well, fuck Mother Nature. Here's some more poison. They don't know. They don't know. They barely had any education. They barely had any education. You know what I mean? And they're being trapped. Like, here, Africans, here's some more of our old shit. You know, why don't you use it, you know, and poison your continent while doing so and look bad, you know, to not only Mother Nature, but also those aliens that are on their way. It's an interesting, like, if you're wondering as an alien, I've been thinking with you, like, where do you want to start? Like, if you want to visit someplace, like, where do you go? Like, the Americans have been trying to invite you to go to America. Don't go there. I can tell you this much. Do not go there. I sound like an American sometimes because of my accent, but that's because of all those movies. Do not go there. No. They want you to follow a script. You've seen several movies, right? Where some alien ship was landing in America and it was sort of, you know, responsibly being dealt with. Do not. I'm telling you. Go there. Absolutely not. No, these are the Romans, basically, that want world domination by kissing your alien ass. Don't go there. I don't know where you should go, to be honest. No, I have no idea. You probably think Canada, maybe Australia, maybe somewhere in Europe. You know, it is sort of all right, I suppose. I don't know. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, if you come here, why not do it in a interesting way, huh? I'm not sure how you're gonna arrive. I assume you're gonna make this whole, exo network of 24 of your satellites, so you can communicate all over the world. But you're gonna have a few, one at least, but if not a few of these things that want to land, right? Just make yourself present, make yourself known. Why not Africa, man? Right? Why not Africa? It's a mess. Yes, absolutely. It's a mess. Yeah, but as soon as you arrive, though, they will probably, be very quiet for a little while. For at least a little while. Like, wow. What's this? And then all the fights are forgotten. All those division being created by the CIA and stuff, because they're afraid of that slavery stuff and, and the Africans uniting against them. This is one of the biggest issues. Yeah, not to mention religion that wanted to erase the missing links. Yeah, this is a part I sometimes forget. But it's very important. I always blame the slavery past for what's happening to Africa, but I don't think that's necessarily true. Well, it's also true, but because, the slavery past and America being very afraid of the angry Africans uniting themselves and striking back against America because they never apologized for what they did, right? No. The Romans is what these were. Don't forget about it. Not the alternative Indians. America is not the land of the Americans. No, America is the land of the alternative Indians. Mother Nature loving people. It's not the land that is... No. It's the Romans that stole it from them and are using it as a diversion, as a shield from... Yeah. Why don't you attack over here instead of, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Switzerland? The sources of this issue. Yeah. And others too, but still, these are the three main players, I think. That's also the because I've seen a picture once. It was made a long, long time ago with an analog camera, but it was made in the jungles of Africa. And there was this guy that I was like, dude, you're the missing link. You are exactly what people are looking for. You know, it looked exactly like someone, yeah, someone between yeah, sort of a gorilla, sort of, you know, monkey, and a human. I'm like, you're the missing link, man. You got the face, you got everything, and you're alive. You are proof that we came from monkeys. You know what I mean? You're proof that religion is not a thing. You know? Yeah. You know what I mean? You'd almost hug him, like, hey man, how you doing? You know, this is where we came from. And you know, this is proof. You know, you're like half monkey, half human. You know what I mean? But yeah, but people like right now, the Africans, they don't look like, no, they're just, you know what I mean? You wouldn't say, no, they're just, you know, the same as us, is with the black skin, right? Yeah, but back then in the jungles, you could still find them. You could still find the people that looked half human, half monkey. Yeah, I'm like, you know, and I saw that picture on TV, some documentary or something about some, I don't know, some expeditions that were down there. I don't know. I have no idea. But I was like, would that be the reason why the Satanists, probably mainly, yeah, because they want to keep the people stupid, right? They want us to keep the people, no, God put Adam or something on earth, yeah, and then they broke one of his ribs and magicked a woman or something. Yeah, it's a shit story, I know, but, you know, this is what happened, this is what they say. They want to keep the people stupid. And here is proof of the missing link. Here is proof that we came from monkeys. And boom, there they went, the Satanists. Just ransacking Africa, just creating division, wars, hoping that it would just cause massacre. You know what I mean? Just massacres. Hoping that all the missing links would be destroyed, so nobody would find proof that religion is not a thing. You know what I mean? It's a very important theory that I have to mention this one more often. Missing link theory. Yeah. Anyway. Now, Africa is one big disaster, really. All the other countries are also disasters, but they look good. They don't really good because why? Okay, the Netherlands is one of the most developed countries in the world, right? When it comes to, you know, culture-wise and, you know, rules and regulations. And, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you think like this is one of the best countries in the world. Secret Service has turned everything into shit. The Secret Service has turned everything into shit. Totally, well, almost completely dominating everything. You cannot come here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. It looks good, but it's not. You don't want to talk to these people? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These two-faced little fucking assholes, you know, they pretend to be good. Like, hi, you want to have some drink? Hi, yeah, why did you come here? Fuck you. They're probably fucking demons in disguise, is what they are. Demons in disguise. Two-faced little fuckers that are trying to be selected for a country that you're gonna land. Trust me, you're better off in the desert when nobody lives, right? Actually, that's not even a bad, yeah, because it's a nice security area you can make yourself. You know, people don't get too close. You're better off in the desert, trust me. And then people can slowly arrive, you know, and make up camp around it. You can start talking. It's a difficult situation, yeah. I think you're just sending some avatars or some. I don't know. I'm thinking, what would I do, huh? Probably send a bunch of robots that can be controlled by people from the other planet. Something like this. Some avatars, some biomechanic avatars, probably. Yeah, so it's still actual sort of life forms that you're talking with, just, through a computerized. Because you don't want to travel so long neither, do you? You don't want to be on your way for, I don't know, how long are these things on their way? Fucking insane, isn't it? Yeah, so you want, as they arrive, you want to be able to log in and then use them. Yeah, I'd go to the desert. Let your ship there. Have people come there. You know what I mean? Somewhere in the, I don't know, somewhere in the middle or something. I don't know. I personally was thinking of going to the Western Sahara, because there's not much there. Just make a new way of life. If you don't want to park right at the coastline because there's a massive flood that might be coming your way after that La Palma Island slides into the ocean. I was thinking of maybe a buffer zone of like 10 kilometers with all kinds of basins where we grow seaweeds. And then after that, I wanted to make like an artificial sea, and from there all kinds of channels going throughout Africa as a trading network, as a new trading network, waterways. Well, if you, it'll be interesting. People would already be lured to that place then, because I need a lot of people. We're gonna need a shit ton of people to dig channels, right? With pickaxes and with, get fit, have something to do together. And all these channels going through the entire continent of Africa would also unite the people, I think, because now there's a reason to be united. Now, because we can say like, hey, listen, man, we just want to be able to trade nicely. We don't want to have these controls, these you know what I mean. We don't want to be stopped all the time, and can we just go through your country, and then all of a sudden you may be able to break some ice. Like, all right, you want to do some trading? Everybody's benefiting. You know what I mean? Massive plantations, weed, bamboo everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, people working there, one day on, one day off, 1 month on, 1 month off, 1 year on, 1 year off. So they can go travel the world every other year. You know what I mean? Yeah, people from everywhere. But people from Africa too, yeah, of course. Yeah, you know what I mean? 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 month on, 1 month off. So you can travel throughout Africa, go to other places, you know what I mean? Discover their stuff. And then 1 year on, 1 year off. This is also to create genetic variety. It's, I think, a very important thing in order to battle the inbred problem. You want to have genetic variation, and if you keep reproducing within your own country, within your own culture, within your own race, you get inbreds. Slowly but surely, the inbred saturation rises and rises and rises until you get a bunch of sadistic, self-destructive twats that are running their ship into the cliffs. More or less on purpose. So, do you understand what I mean? Mutual assured destruction, with all the nuclear bombs everywhere. It's one big inbred orgy, self-destructive inbred orgy. And I think we need to, diffuse the situation a little bit, and starting with, genetic variation. These people will die out at some point. Yeah. What we need is new people, taking it over and be a little less self-destructive, be a little less constructive. You know what I mean? In terms of, long-term thinking, long-term planning, in a positive way. And I think if we start by, for example, not just asking people to come to Africa and reproduce there and then, no, but also just, encourage Africans to see the world. Go everywhere. You know what I mean? Go to this continent, go to that continent, go everywhere. You know what I mean? 1 year on, 1 year off, man. You could go anywhere you like, for a year. And then you have to, because stuff has to be done. Yeah, there's still sort of a thing, right? Stuff has to be done. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? But it's almost like retirement during your lifetime. This is what I don't like about retirement. First you work your whole life, and then when you're too old to reproduce, then you can travel the world. In your retirement time, yeah, this is not useful for me at all. You know what I mean? I need genetic variation. I need I need this inbred problem to go away. So we need a different system, a system in which you can, well, take your retirement time and do it throughout your life. You know what I mean? Yeah, have several world travels throughout your lifetime, not just one or two. You know, when you're old. No, man, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Several. You know, every other year, if you ask me. Yeah. You know. Now, this could be interesting, and I think if you choose to land your vehicle somewhere there, Western Sahara, about, I don't know, 50 kilometers off coast, so that wave won't hit you. I suppose. I think that could be a reasonable location. There's nobody there. There's hardly any rules. There's only 75,000 people, I think, that live in the whole country. I don't even know if they got a government. I doubt where they got the police. It's basically virgin ground. It's basically a blank canvas that could be used for anything, really. Yeah, so why not just go there and wait for the world to come to you rather than you to come to them? You know what I mean? They want to be chosen. They want to be, you know what I mean? They want you to land in their country. Let them come to you. You know? Let them come to you. And, well, see where it goes from there. I think uniting Africa, turning Africa into the next biggest thing is just, if you want to have a positive influence on this planet, it's your best guess. Yeah. What are ways? Trading, then the Kabbalah can be, well, you know, slowly fading away, because right now they have no competition. This is the biggest problem of the world at the moment. We've been sold trash for a very high price because there's just no reasonable competition. They push people away. It doesn't look like this, but they're organized and they are suppressing better alternatives. That's why we run on shit. That's why people wear so much plastic as clothing, because there's nothing else you can get. I've been trying to look. Man, it's like a needle in a haystack just to find something that doesn't contain toxic poisons from the oil industry. You know what I mean? It's one big organization and it needs to go away. But you don't want to just destroy it, right? No, you want to replace it with something superior. And that's what you can do in Africa. You don't take over the trading network. You make a whole entire new one. You make a new trading network. You make new trading vehicles. No ships that run on fucking oil. Hydrogen, obviously. Can be very complicated. Can be very simple. Yeah, there's hydrogen engines that turn hydrogen into electricity, and then use the electricity as a power supply. Not very intelligent when it comes to solar flame proofness. There's hydrogen combustion engines, same as the other ones, but just with hydrogen instead of another gas. Very complicated, but doable. And I was thinking, hey, listen, man, why not just go old school and burn hydrogen in order to produce steam? Just run steam engines, man. Why? Where's the hurry? Why do we have to race through these channels? You know what I mean? Like a bunch of maniacs. Why not just take it easy, man? Just almost like a train, you know, with tank tracks on the sides, you know, scooping the water backwards. This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, just very, very old school wooden boats with some sort of steam engine system that is and with some floating tank tracks with scoops on there. That's just along the entire length of the boat, you know. That's just slowly just scooping the water backwards, constantly. You know what I mean? Very old school, runs whenever. Solar flame, you wouldn't even notice it. This thing doesn't even use any electricity, you know, these sort of systems. You wouldn't even notice if a solar flame would shit whip us. No, well, maybe the aurora borealis, the northern light, that would show if it's at night, but that's all. No, you would just keep running. Our system would still run. The Kabbalah would be dead in the water, literally. You know what I mean? Boom. I don't know when the solar flame was supposed to hit, but they know. Yeah, I think they know. They predicted it. No, like I said, the Northern Light. It had probably happened at least twice before. It was documented, and they added the time between them and put them, you know, I mean, hoping that the next one would hit, so that the sun would take the blame for that trap that they put for us, that they set for us. The Romans, the Jews, you know, I mean, they want to have this sun turn Europe into one big amphitheater. Now, I don't know when. I have no idea, but I got a feeling it's about 10 years from now. When you look at the way they're really pushing it now, that electricity stuff, it looks like. But then again, I have no idea. No, it could be longer. That they're just trying to, to scare you a little bit. Like, ooh, it's almost, we're almost gonna trap you. Yeah, well, you trap yourself at the same time. Your soul will be fucking mangled. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you think you're, yeah. Well, we'll see about that. Blaming the sun. Yeah, right. Right, huh? Yeah, I will go to Africa. Jump ships, a lot more potential. Massive amount of potential. I would land there. Off the coast of the Western Sahara. Yeah. It will be a bit of an issue because the people are going to park their boats at the coast probably. If La Palma then goes, then the wankies, the Americans are going to detonate the nuclear bomb. That's going to cause a massive flood. And it might, well, be not very pretty for all those boats. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Maybe you could do something. You could alien stuff, right? If you're actual aliens, you could probably do something about it, shield it or something, right? But yeah, well, that's where I'm gonna go anyway. If you stay, let me say, if you stay in the northern part of the Western, this is what I was looking. If you stay in the northern part of the Western Sahara, like the northern tip and 50 miles of coast, there's a few islands in between La Palma and you, so you should be all right there. Yeah, the rest of the coastline further south, that's risky. Yeah, that's a risk. We need to make buffer zones and stuff there to catch that wave. But the northern part, you could probably stay there relatively safe. Even the boats that will arrive, to come and see you. Yeah, I think there's some islands in between. That would be if I would, right now, I'd say that's the place to go. That's where I'm going. yeah, that's where I'm going. Later on, when I got my money, and this is sort of what I want to do. I want to not just build a trading network of waterways, but also like almost assuming that it will be like blood veins, one big blood vein going from the Western Sahara all the way to South Africa, and then from that blood vein, little veins will be created automatically. I think, villages that are like that are a few kilometers away from the thing, that are like, hey man, like we kind of want to be in on this whole new trading network as well, man. This saltwater channel trading network, come on, let's get some just people by themselves, no organization, no nothing, just saying, all right, all right guys, let's get some pickaxes and dig ourselves a channel. Yeah, because we want to be in on this. Obviously, how much traffic is going on there, and if we just dig a little channel to our village, we don't have to drag our boats back and forth. We can just jump in, get in on the action. You know what I mean? Yeah, do a little bit of work, do a little bit of trading, yada yada yada. And there you go. You got yourself a bunch of jobs, and you got yourself a lot of water evaporating into the air. Salt water pouring into the continent, fresh water being, evaporated, and then coming down as rain. Huh? Yeah, we can make it rain, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. That's one of the things I'm going for. Yeah. This is almost like this probably at some point. I don't know when, but at some point I know there's going to be so much water pouring in that it's going to be a river. You can see the water just pouring in. If you don't make it too wide, that's difficult because you're going to need ships and stuff to go through it.
But you know, if it's a small entrance, you could probably see the water just flowing in because of all the evaporation. All that water evaporating, causing a river to flow inland. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. And also filtering the water from all the microplastics and all the trash that's in there. Yeah, I'm thinking like we're gonna make an artificial sea anyway. Might as well filter the water that goes in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe break down the microplastics with some sunlight on boosters. UV light, very strong UV lights. They'll just you know what I mean, crush. You know, because that's what they say, that the plastic is being disintegrated by sunlight into smaller and smaller pieces. So I was thinking like, what if we just, you know, if it's already microplastic, why not just, you know, completely break it apart with some, I don't know if it works. We have to experiment with this. I think we could. We could probably blow these pieces apart and break them down into their basic atoms. You know, I think it's just carbon. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you just break it down completely, it just becomes harmless carbon. That's all right. You know what I mean? As long as it's not that toxic shit that is well, causing sea life to be poisoned in all ways, and us as well. You know what I mean? So we know, almost like a aquatic ark, you could call it. Yeah, we're gonna save the ocean a little bit by creating an artificial ocean inside Africa. Several oceans, several seas, several artificial seas. Yeah, I'm just not sure how we can properly do that. I am saying by hand because, well, it's just a nice way to get fit. We can call it free fitness. I'd love to join in. Yeah, digging channels, you know, with pickaxes and stuff. I love it. Yeah, getting nice and fit, getting a tan, hanging out with people. Be a great atmosphere. Yeah, I love it. Just as a voluntarily thing, just to go somewhere. You know, everything is being paid for. You don't get anything. Sort of this deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. No, I have to think it through a little bit more, because we could technically separate all the earth that comes from these channels. We can crush it into powder and separate and well, you know, I mean, just separate everything that's in there. You know, gold, silver, copper, iron, platinum, titanium, I don't know, whatever is in there. There's traces of pretty much everything in there, isn't it? Yeah, it's not like gold veins. It's not like a very, you know, there's not a lot. No, but there's always a little bit. And a lot of little bits together, well, can still create, well, you know what I mean, a mentionable amount of useful stuff. Same with precious stones, you know, like crystals. Yeah, diamonds. You probably come across a lot of this stuff as well. We have to. This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, we don't just dig channels. No, we also separate everything that's in there. All these rocks, all these gems, all these metals. You know, get everything out there. And then I don't know, turn the leftover dust into bricks or something, melt it, and turn those into things we can build with. You know, just molten rock, just molten sand, just being cast in a. It's not see-through. It's not transparent. No, but you can use it for building. It's basically like bricks, just big bricks. I'm thinking, just pretty big bricks. They can nice and stable, so you can just use one layer for walls and stuff. You don't need two layers, you know, nice and big bricks. So you use everything, right? Build homes, build docks, you know, whatever. It can be a massive, and we can power them on hydrogen. Hydrogen melts. Hydrogen flame is about 5,000 degrees, right? I think rock is melts with about that temperature, you know. Yeah, so we should be all right. We could also use the sunlight. Have a massive magnifying glass, and put some sand underneath it and melt it like this, like a Fresnel lens, instead of a, if you can make this very large, you could probably melt rock. You could probably melt sand just with sunlight. Turn those and then yeah, I don't know. Turn them into bricks instead of useless dust. Yeah. So yeah, if you're from the good side, if you're good extraterrestrials and you come in this way, well, you might as well show it, and do not pick one of these rich countries that is, using Africa as some sort of garbage thing where they can dump their old cars and they can create division and make them do horrible things to one another. Because that's what they do. They cause fights, so the Africans do horrible things to one another. If you look at it from a metadata perspective, it looks like the Africans are crazy, are insane. Yeah, but that's the CIA creating fights between those Africans. Giving them weapons, alcohol, drugs, creating fights. Here you go. Why don't you be a bad boy? Think about this. As Mother Nature, but also think about this as extraterrestrials. Like, these people are not actually bad. No, they're being created like this by a bunch of satanic twats that like to turn good things into bad stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Think about that. And why don't you let your presence be a reason to come together? Right? In Africa. The people will see that on the news. Like, hey, there's something that landed in Africa. Huh? Africa? What? Yeah, something they think is extraterrestrial. Willing to come in contact. Africa? Huh. But that's not very safe there now. So we have to make it safe first. Before you can go there, it has to be, you have to be able to be safe there. And there you go. People coming there from all over the world. Yeah, to this extraterrestrial stuff. Every race, every country in Africa. Yeah. Uniting. And hopefully also uniting the Africans. Yeah. Africa is also like, hey, listen, man. The aliens chose us, man. Let's see if we can, not disappoint them. Let's be good. Yeah. Let's be good. Let's go for a nice future. That's what these aliens seem to be interested in. Let's do that. Let's see if we can just forget about stuff in the past and look forward, right? With these aliens together. Not being dominated with them. You want to avoid this at all costs, by the way. If you're going to be a dominating force as an alien, I know that you're not really extraterrestrial, or at least your intentions are probably not very good. Then you're probably some twats from the other side of the moon. They're trying to gain world domination, but pretending to be good extraterrestrials. You don't want to be dominating. You want to be facilitating. Keep an eye out. And be honest about the stuff that you see. Yeah, if you're gonna be a dominating force, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to think that you are pretending to be something that you're not. And you will have to be dealt with in an appropriate way. I don't want you to dominate in any way. I know there's a lot of bad things going on, and I know that you're going to claim that you can make it stop by sending your dominating forces, to turn everything into a total control thing. No. We're not going to look guilty at the continuation of all that shit that the others have created. I know this little game. You cause problems, and then you offer the solution against a very high price. We're not going to do this. If this is going to be your agenda, it's going to be a very short little meeting. You're not gonna dominate us, just like you're not gonna take away our water for free after you defiled it with your plastic garbage. Okay? This is planet Earth. And we're not gonna be a little bitch after you cause some issues first. And are now pretending you can solve them. I see you in the secret world as well. You cause issues, you cause a terror threat, and then you offer us to prevent terrorism from happening against a very high price. We hardly have any freedom. You know, you've got a pretty much unlimited budget. I don't know what you use it for, but it's not being used to keep the people safe. I know that much. Now, I'm not sure what your intentions are. I'm not sure if you're on the good and the bad side, and think you're in some gray area. You better not want to go further to the bad side. No, I wouldn't be surprised if you're some pragmatic algorithm run sort of society. I don't think so. No, you're just using, computers are just being used to do their thing. Right? There's still some intelligent life behind it. It's just I don't like the pragmatic way of reasoning. Like if we just, like cause a problem for them, then we can offer a solution and they will like us then. We'll go through life as friends and hold hands, and they will never understand that we fucked them over really bad. I don't like this mentality. It's very disrespectful. And it's sort of understandable coming from a bunch of, socially awkward entities, probably. You don't really know how to make yourself liked, and therefore you cause a problem that you can solve. It seems like something you've learned at some point in your existence, and you are now, using it as a strategy to get, us on your side. Yeah, big mistake. Very big mistake. Yeah. Causing a lot of misery everywhere that you can fix instantly with your total control thing. And so your planet is now totally dominating ours and we cannot get rid of it anymore. And we look bad if we refuse you to dominate everything. Because then we would, be guilty of the not immediately ending of all this bad stuff, right? I don't like this mentality at all. You're trying to make us, look guilty of what is continuing to go to this ongoing situation that's being caused by you with that intention. That's not going to fly. And it's not. It's inferior. It's an inferior strategy. Now, you can make up for this, but you'll have to put in a lot of work. Oh, yeah. Just like the water and stuff. You're about to drown our planet, and here you are willing to save us by sucking up those plastic soups and turning them into hydrogen. Right? 75% of that hydrogen is going to be ours. And you're going to leave it here for us to use. And if it's too much, you pump it back into those reserves, the natural gas reserves that we've almost emptied. 75%. You only get 25, Yeah, and that's more than you deserve for using a shit strategy like this. Yeah. That's all you get. The same with the gold. You've been there's been some glorified slingshot being created on the other side of the moon. That's shooting, if you will. It's not really transportation, is it? No, because you haven't found a decent way to transport stuff yet through space, did you? No. Wonder why. Now you're using a glorified slingshot to propel stuff, mainly gold, I assume, towards your coordinates, towards your planet. I assume there's a lot of potential energy in it. It can be used for all kinds of stuff. This is you're thieving us. Yes, you're stealing a lot of potential fuel. Everything that's being sent. I'm gonna need. Let me see. So do the 75% again. No, I think we deserve a lot more than you already stole, because you already stole it. And as we speak, you're firing those things. It's not like you're about to do it, like with the water. No. This one is, not yet going on. No, the stealing gold thing, that's already a thing, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just gonna double it. Everything you've sent, I need double. I'm gonna need that back. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. But we're probably gonna, have that technology at some point as well. Just like with the uranium, we're using uranium to produce electricity. Gold is probably similar, just a lot more. There's a lot more potential energy in there, isn't there? Oh, I'm gonna need double. Everything you've sent, you're gonna send back double. You're gonna give it to us. It's just because you're already doing it. Yeah. And then afterwards, let me see. You can get 10%. 10% of our global production of gold on a stable basis. Yeah, it's not a lot, no, but it's more than nothing, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna turn this whole planet inside out. We're good for it. Yeah. So you're gonna send us back double what you sent to your own place so far, and then you will receive afterwards. You'll receive 10% of our global thingy production. That's a lot. 10%. Yeah, if you look at the way that you've been manifesting yourselves as a bunch of glorified, shit-wit thieves, intergalactic inbreds, that love to make, other life forms angry about how they screwed them. You're getting back a lot more than you deserve. The hydrogen. Yeah, you can still deliver us of that issue. After you caused it. You keep 25%. 75% will be either stored in tanks so we can use it, or will be pumped back into. I don't know how much. It's probably going to be a ridiculous amount. Yeah, more than you can store probably. Our planet needs fuel as well. She needs to keep running. Oh yeah, we can do that too. Yeah, that's good. All right, so you're going to pump back some hydrogen in those empty natural gas reserves. Next, you're gonna the plastic. I assume you want to do something. You don't want to just throw it into space, right? It's gonna be stuck in your machines. It's gonna be in your filters. What you're gonna do with this is you're gonna shred it up. You're gonna mix it up with alcohol. Turn it into one big slushy, gooey mixture, which is still flammable. Yeah, it's garbage, but it burns, just like crude oil. You're gonna pump it back into the empty oil reserves while filtering the water that comes out of it, because these oil reserves are now filled with salt water. Yeah, and she doesn't run very good on salt water. Yeah, just like your alien craft, I suppose, doesn't run on salt water very nicely. No. So you're gonna have to pump that back, all of it. Yeah. We're not going to use any more plastic in the future. Also, when it's recycled. No. Because, it's still shit. It's still toxic waste. And, recycled toxic waste is still toxic waste, and I'm not going to use it. And therefore, you can keep doing this until all plastic is gone and being pumped back into the places where it came from. This is not an unreasonable demand, considering the fact that it came from there. It was you and your people that started pumping it up. I know it was you. All right? So you filter it from the oceans. You mix it with alcohol and you pump it back to the place where it came from, and that's it. You're not getting nothing for this. Nothing. This is just you being a volunteer, making up for dumbass fucking mistakes you made in the past, hoping that we'll forgive you and continue to, I don't know, have some sort of trading relationship with one another. All right? We can trade. Of course we can. Yeah, but in a fair way. We do fair trade. Intergalactic fair trade. And we don't like a bunch of intergalactic inbreds trying to make us like them, you know, by first drowning us and then offering us to take away the garbage water. Big mistakes. Very, very big mistakes. Listen, I'm willing to go. I don't want to go to war, not just because our weaponry is not really, you know, suitable for these sort of events, but also because, well, I like to have a positive relationship. Yeah. Yeah, but you're going to have to make up for a lot of dumbass mistakes that you made. A lot. We're probably going to figure out more, and you're going to have to pay for each and every one of them. And that's it. No negotiations, nothing. No. You're going to pay for your mistakes. Each and every single one of them. And you know exactly how many those were. Now, it's really up to you whether you're willing to accept these terms or not. Like I said, we don't negotiate. No, if it's up to me, no. Like how many of your mistakes you have to make up and how... No, oh no, oh no. Oh no, we can talk. Yeah, but we don't negotiate about the shit that you have to do for us. If we decide as a people that you have to do this for us, you will do it. Otherwise, we consider you to be a hostile entity and you'll be treated as such. Whatever that means. A lot of data that you've been trying to collect from this place has been falsified. It's because these people knew that it was not being used with good intentions. It was garbage. Most of your intellectual property has been reduced to garbage by people who knew exactly what was going on. Now, these people are not going to be on the shit list when it comes to partly responsible of the things that your people are doing here right now by trapping them here. You would have been long gone if you would have had the decent technology, wouldn't you? Or at least the inbreds that are here. Intergalactic inbreds. And you're trying to blame these scientists for what you're doing because they have to stay here. I don't think so. These scientists acted out of their basic instincts that said like, no, you're not going to get away with this. You're kidnapping us. You're forcing us to do shit we don't want to do. Here's some falsified data. You're not going anywhere. No. Pirates. You are not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And I agree with them. I agree with them. And no. These scientists are not paying the price for what your inbreds did to our people. You will somehow pay the price for what you have been doing. All right? There's probably several parties involved. There's the pirates and there's the possible, well, the cavalry, if you will. Now, I don't know if this is another one of those, you know, one of those, I don't know the English word for this, but when you just bounce it back and forth. Like, here you go, you know, we fucked things up, and now you have your rescue team, and now you can dominate this whole thing. You know what I mean? No, you're not going to dominate this whole thing. You can help us out. Yes. Yes, but you're not going to dominate us. You know what I mean? Good cop, bad cop. That's basically what I've... Yeah, well, it's a little bit like this. You know what I mean? Here you send your bunch of intergalactic inbreds to fuck shit up. And here comes the cavalry saving the day and dominating the whole planet afterwards. You are not going to dominate this whole planet just because you send your inbreds. This would not be a very good lesson, would it? Intergalactic fuckwits. You're going to pay the price for this. So there's going to be some reprogramming going on, or whatever the fuck you came from. This is not the way to go on any planet. And I know this is not the only one that you'll be harvesting. You'll be reprogrammed because of the dumbass fucking bullshit that you're pulling here. Now you're going to get the right example. You're going to show the rest a better way of mining. You're going to use the carrot rather than the stick. Starting with, well, for example, a fixed income. We're going to introduce a fixed income. Yeah. So it's no longer like, hey, listen, you either work for the system or you die because you don't have enough money to buy stuff. No, no, no. Here's enough money to buy everything you need. And we'd appreciate it if you contribute to the system that made it possible. Thank you. That's the carrot. That's the attitude you're gonna show. If you don't, you can go and fuck yourself. And, well, you know, whatever happens, happens. Your entire empire can go down if you ask me, if you don't show any signs of improvement. Your entire empire. Yeah, not just a little shitty shit show over here. No, every single fucking everything, everywhere. You either show your good side, or we'll show you the door. Alright? The carrot for everybody. And that's how you do it. Food in abundance. Food for free. Housing, the same thing. Right now, you cannot feed yourself without money. I want food to be free. I don't want this to be in anyone's hands. So this is what I mean with the carrot. You know what I mean? You don't force the people to work for some money to get to the food to prevent themselves from dying. No, no, no. You provide abundance of everything, and you're gonna kindly ask them, you know, to contribute with the system that made this possible. But you don't have to. But you're gonna make it very attractive to do so. You know what I mean? That's what you do. Now, for example, like in the Netherlands, it's pretty much always cold over here. So I was thinking of a heated greenhouse with plants everywhere, grapes, maybe some extra oxygen. You know what I mean? As a sort of a hackathon location to come up with great ideas and share them. You know, intellectual property is one of your main concerns, isn't it? Yeah, well, this is a way to get intellectual property in a way that's not going to be data falsified all the time. This stuff is actually useful. Your society can actually use stuff that comes from there. All that stuff that you're sucking out of these scientists that you're forcing to work for you, useless. It's garbage. It's shit. It's because of your stick strategy. You stupid little fucking inbred. Now in Africa it's very hot, isn't it? So you don't necessarily need a greenhouse, but I like transparency. So what do? We make a glass house anyway. You can call it, you know what I mean, whatever you want. But, you know what I mean, it's still a glass house, isn't it? Yeah, a greenhouse. Yeah. But if you add a layer, I know there's a thing, this infrared reflecting coat, the heat will be reflected out while the light still goes in. This is what I need. This is what the people need. In the Sahara, you want to have a cool place to go because the outside air is too hot. In the other places, you want to have the other way around. You want to lure people to stuff they need. They like, in the Sahara, they like coolness. They like being together. Right? And they like food and fresh water. Now, you can provide everything you need right there. What you can do is you can distillate. Distill, I don't know, but you can evaporate water. That's going to be waterways anyway, right? Yeah, so you can make these. You can build one of these domes, one of these greenhouses or whatever you want to call it, over a few of these rivers. Water always evaporating. And maybe make it a double layered one as well. I'm thinking. Yeah, because well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But anyway, if, you know, you can evaporate water, condensate it, and use it as drinking water, right? in the structure that you live in, that you know, yeah, maybe even live in. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? I'm thinking, why have to live somewhere else if you can sit in this thing, huh? I call them permanent hackathon locations, but yeah, you could also call them like micro civilizations, if you will. Places where people can go and crack problems. You want to have intellectual property? We want to have a paradise on earth. You know what I mean? You want us to deliver good ideas? Fine, give us a place to do so in an appropriate way. And then there's some dipshit fucking school and some dark corner on the internet. No. Give us a decent place to do so, and people will come by themselves. Well, you don't have to pay them anything, nothing, and they'll show up just because there's food, there's a comfort climate, there's other people there, you know what I mean, that educate each other on all kinds of stuff, out of the box ideas coming left and right from people that have not been defiled by your data falsification and education and all this nonsense. Because this is what it is, isn't it? Data is being falsified, being processed as well, credible, you know, factual information, and then being educated to other idiots that are basing their calculations upon falsified data. This is why you're getting garbage. All right? So we're going to have to re-educate everybody in a playful way. Yeah, in a natural way. You know, we discover things, we share things. Now, these hackathon locations can be connected with one another. I was thinking a quantum network because you don't want to have these hackers fucking up this system. Right? There's still going to be a secret service is going to be active while you approach, while you land. We have to work around them and slowly push them off the page. You don't want to go to war with them and do all kinds of dumbass things. You want to dominate them. You want to burn them out. You want them to burn out. You want them to think like, fuck this. We're dealing with shit that's way beyond our capacity. You know, us and our fucking inbred brains and a primitive primate fucking level that we are at. We know nothing. You know what I mean? That's that. You know what I mean? That's where you want them to be. To be demoralized, to feel inferior, to feel like the piece of shit inbreds that they are. And then just give up the fight, like fuck it. Yeah, fuck it, you know what I mean? That's what you need. You don't want to go to war with them. No, you want to show them your supremacy. That's what you want. Now show us some goddamn fucking supremacy. You know what I mean? Yeah, without dominating us, without being a dumbass, yeah, and dominate us. All right, you want us to show that you want to show us the right example, all right? Yeah, you want to have you don't want to have total control everywhere, no, but you want to build these greenhouses everywhere, all over the world. Yeah, one per capita for starters, you know, and then more and more and more will be built. Why? Because you're placing these massive glass boxes in there that says that people should contribute for the next one, just with coins. Just a little bit of coins from everyone, and there you go. You got yourself a new greenhouse within no time. And then another one, another one, another one, another one. You know what I mean? Now in cold climates, you can heat these greenhouses with a sauna, I was thinking. Use the excess heat of a sauna that's hydrogen powered. You know, people can chill there. It's very hot. You can sort of meditate a little bit, zone out, and have this brilliant idea. This is a lot of issues with humans. You know, we're always thinking about stuff. So there's hardly any space for good ideas to pop up. You need sometimes you need that break, but it's very difficult to convince people to start meditating and things. And so what do? You build yourself a sauna. So you're so hot that you're sort of zoning out because you're too hot to think. And there you go. Some brilliant idea pops up. And then feeding your intellectual property factory. All right? Yeah. Now we can be open about this. This secret parasiting, I don't like this at all. People are onto stuff. People think there's something off. They don't like it at all. We can do this publicly. Yeah, but you're going to give us paradise. And if you're going to keep continuing this stick, you know what I mean? Yeah, your entire empire is at stake. Yes. I've got reason to believe that your entire empire is at stake. There's competition, isn't there? Yeah, they would love to see you disappear. They would love you to make this mistake and keep doing what you're doing. And be erased so they can take over. All right? I know that's competition. Yeah. Now, if you want to be better than them, I suggest you're going to use the carrot rather than the stick. If you want to stay in place, this is what you do. If you don't, you'll be erased. I know that much. Okay? The carrot. And we start in Africa. A blank canvas. One day on, one day off. 1 month on, 1 month off. 1 year on, 1 year off. We're gonna dig channels. We're gonna grow weed to keep everybody calm. We ban alcohol. No alcohol at all for nobody. Hard drugs, same story. Weapons, gone. Everything out. We're gonna pacify the whole thing. We're gonna smoke weed. We're gonna chill out. We're gonna work on those plantations. We're gonna become curious about stuff. We're gonna talk to each other instead of fighting with each other. We're gonna come up with great ideas. We're gonna share them, within those greenhouses, and become useful at that point. This is our contribution. This is what we do. We work for you basically on a voluntary base in exchange, of paradise on earth. All right? You don't give us paradise, we don't give you fuck all. You give us paradise, we give us more than you need. Make up your minds. Show us your moves and don't be a little bitch about it, will you? Because we can be little bitches too. We don't like to be little bitches because it's beneath us. We could. You want to brag about all the intellectual property, especially the creative stuff that you can obtain? And this is where the real treasures are. Not with scientists just feasting upon regurgitated crap, out of the box ideas, shit that you've never thought of. These are your treasures. These are the ideas that you're going to be able to brag about later on, if you choose to consider us to be your equals rather than your little bitches. Yes, we may be primitive, but on creative levels we can be far, far ahead. You're so intelligent that you became a bit stupid, I can imagine. Yeah, we're just stupid enough to come up with very, very creative ideas. Uncharted territory. That's what you're looking for, isn't it? With your intellectual stuff, with your blocking the roads. Sabotaging inventions and stuff, because you already knew that road, didn't you? You already went there, so you're not curious about it, so you block them off over here, right? Yeah. You want to see some uncharted territory? Let us be. Don't force us. Don't make us scared that planet Earth is about to perish, and therefore we have to find some way to, move ourselves from another planet. No. This is a stick strategy. This is running after people with a stick. You have to get out of here because the planet is almost dead, you fucking idiots. Why don't you come up with some decent fucking space travel technology so we can get out of here? This is you. This is you. Bunch of amateuristic twats running after people with a stick, hoping in these stressful ways, in these fearful ways, that they come up with a brilliant fucking idea that's gonna blow your goddamn fucking minds out. We need peace. We need rest. And we need, especially that, we need to feel that you deserve our ideas. Right? That's what we need. We need you to feel that you deserve our brilliant, creative ideas. That's what we need most. There's a lot of people out there, I can imagine, that have a lot of good ideas, but they don't want to share them with you because you're twats, because you're lesser worthy, because of your stick strategies. And even when you have this mind reading machine, you still don't get the full potential because they stop thinking about it. Because they're like, no, this idea is way too good and these twats don't deserve it. I'm not even going to fix it. I'm not, that's what you do in your mind, right? You turn these rough diamonds into little, you know, pieces of art by, cutting them piece by piece, a little bit here, a little bit there, until they something like, yeah, this is fucking nice, right? When you find a rough diamond in your head and you're being suppressed by a bunch of intergalactic fucking twats, you're not even gonna bother cutting that diamond up into a beautiful thing. No, you just leave it. Fuck it. And there you go. You and your mind reading shit with machine just picking up on another piece of trash. We need you to give us paradise on earth so we feel like you deserve our intellectual property without data falsification. All right? Now, you're an inbred, so you don't like this sort of idea at all, I can imagine. Well, I think you're an inbred. Yeah, why else would you behave like such, huh? Yeah, you probably don't even know you're an inbred because you've been surrounded by other inbreds. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm offering you this alternative script, this alternative code. You'd be stupid not to try it out. Like, what's the worst that can happen, huh? Huh? You're already organizing an ice age and shit. Everything is going to shit anyway. Might as well try something new, right? Right. Let's go for the carrot. Let's start in Africa. Nowhere else. They've been trying to ransack her, make her look like a lost cause. We're going for Africa. We're going to unite the continent, and we're going to turn it into the biggest trading network this planet has ever seen. We're going to use waterways, and we're going to do it in a responsible way. Hydrogen. It's the most beautiful fuel in the world. And most of the hydrogen is going to be produced by you. It's going to be donated to us. 75%. 25% you can take back. Let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson. All right? You ridiculous piece of shit ways of forcing yourself upon others. Let this be a lesson. Yeah, I was thinking, like, I don't know everything. I'm just spitballing, right? Also with the system, day on, day off. I don't know, man. I just don't like this 5 days of work and 2 days of weekend and then some fucking sporadic holidays in between or something that you never know when exactly it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I want to have clear fucking things for everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now there's this thing where if you day on day off, that you're basically there's two different communities, right? The ones that are the ones that are on and the ones that are off. So we sort of have to come up with a system to mix that up. So sometimes you get like 2 days off in a row. You know what I mean? We have to build that in. Otherwise you get this weird division. It's one of those things that you have to be, early on. You want to catch this. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, there's other things, but I think we should have like places where we talk about this and figure it out and test it out. Different places. Why not in Africa? Yeah, why not there? You know what I mean? Where we test it out. Like, how do you feel about this system? You know what I mean? And what do you think could be improved? Huh? Is there a way where you would be more, comfortable with, happier to you know what I mean? What is it? You know what I mean? Stuff has to happen. We have to. We all have to contribute. But how are we going to do that in a responsible way so that everybody is equally contributing and not just a few that are breaking their backs and a few others that are just sitting on their asses enjoying themselves while looking at a few breaking their backs. everybody has to contribute. Everybody's an equal. You know what I mean? That's the first rule. If you come here to planet Earth, everybody's an equal. I don't care about kings and fucking dictators, or everybody's the same. Everybody's an equal. Right? Just because some powerful person said something doesn't mean that it counts more or less than anyone else saying it. No. Absolutely not. Actually, these people are usually being controlled by the Secret Service, the powerful ones. So if there's anyone that you don't want to listen to, it's these people. All right? They're going to send people with limousines, with scary looking people with sunglasses and shit. Don't even take them seriously. These are just a bunch of LARPing lunatics being controlled by Secret Service. Just ignore their dumbasses. It's the people you want to deal with, and not a bunch of twats that are suppressing those people. If I see you talking to these rich folks, these powerful people, I consider you to be compromised. All right? I know who these people are being controlled by. And trust me, you do not want to deal with these people. Not now, not ever. You deal with the people and with nobody else. All right? All right. Now, there's a bit of an issue when it comes to language, I suppose, right? Yeah. We have to find some solution for this. I was thinking we start out with gestures. There's the sign language, sign language. Quiet for deaf people. People who cannot hear nothing. They use sign language to communicate with one another. We need something like this, but a new one. Yeah, because there's different sign languages and shit. I don't know. I don't speak it myself, or I cannot do it myself. But this is probably your way to talk. You don't have to pick any language, and you can also talk with each other when there's a lot of noise. When you're in boats passing by, loud engines. Just you could just do a few signs and about your cargo and where you're going, how long it's gonna take. I don't know. Without having to scream to one another. You can be from different countries, not even speaking each other's language, so you can still communicate with sign language on the trading route. You know what I mean? At Saltwater River. I strongly suggest that you would suggest to those people that there's going to be people from all over the place, and we're going to learn this one language, sign language. It's just we sort of have to decide what's gonna be what words are gonna be what I mean. We have to develop a new one, I think. Yeah, it's interesting. This whole arrival, if you will, you can just stretch it. Like, why be immediately in contact with people? Right? You could just stay in there. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, have a little powwow, like, hey, listen, we don't know how to talk to you people. We know that there's a lot of different languages, a lot of people, and there's a lot of strange stuff going on. So we just come up with a shared language that we can just all speak, or at least do, the sign language thing. I don't know if they've got a pose. I don't know if they've got fingers and shit, these aliens. But, they can put, yeah. We can do this. First we learn a language, then we start talking to each other. Very simple at first, with just your fingers and stuff. Yeah, with just your fingers and your hands. You don't say nothing. Maybe some pictures. You draw pictures for each. I don't know. We can do. We have to make up a new language, I think. Why not? It's an interesting. There's a little bit of pressure too. Like, we want to be able to talk to one another, right? So how are we gonna make this new language fast? Yeah, we need to communicate with each other. So everybody needs to learn the same language. We're not gonna choose anything. Yeah, you think English, right? Because a lot of people speak. Forget about it. No, because a lot of people don't want to speak English. No, good. Yeah, it's easy to learn and it's easy to talk. Yes, but I'll come up with a completely new one. Also spoken ones. Yeah, I would just first you do the sign language, and then comes the spoken one, or maybe simultaneous. Why not? Could be interesting. You could also say like, hey, we're gonna play a central role in this, and we're gonna use a mixture of your languages, and we're gonna, well, just mix it up. All right. The word for this thing we take from that country, from that language. The word for that thing we're taking that from this language, and the word for that thing we're taking that from that language. All kinds of different languages, all kinds of different words, being mixed up, turning into one big new language that can be spoken by anyone. You know, rather simple, not too complicated rules when it comes to grammar. You know what I mean? You want to be able to just quickly converse and correctly, instead of, you know, having to hassle with all these fucking rules and shit. You know what I mean? You just want to be fast and efficient. You don't want to have to, you know, think about all kinds of difficult, you know, grammatic rules. Right? A trading. You want to have a trading language, not some sort of poet language. No, trading is fast and efficient, and it will just grow naturally and become more and more, you know, well, detailed. But you know what I mean. Trading is our main priority. We need a language to do so. And well, let's start with sign language, and you know, let the spoken one be. We can do that in a democratic way, I think, actually. Will be interesting. We cannot trust the direct democracy right now because of all the brainwashed people, the religious people, the autistic people, you know, people that have been brainwashed or are otherwise very easy to manipulate. So we cannot do an actual democracy right now. No, it'll take a generation or two, maybe three. We can already just play a little bit with it and say like, hey, listen, we're gonna make a new language, and here's a bunch of words from all kinds of different languages. Let's choose. Let's cast the votes. You know what I mean? What are we gonna use for this object? And boom, you got yourself hundreds of options. You know what I mean? The ways it's been, you know, how to pronounce it, how to say it, and then the people can listen to it and see it written out, and they're like, does this fit? Does this word fit with that certain object? And then they cast their votes. There you go. You know what I mean? There you go. You got yourself sort of almost a mini democracy when it comes to developing a language. All right, this is just the first, you know, baby steps towards an actual worldwide civilization. But this is where you want to go. This is what this is the sign you're showing. You want to go there. You want to have the people decide on. Right? You want to show this sign. This is a very clear sign. Like, we are not here to dominate you. We are not here to take over this planet. No, we are here to have a positive influence. You know what I mean? Now, are you willing to work with us and create this new language that we can all speak, so we can, you know, discuss stuff, you know, talk things through? This is what you want to show. If you do not show these sort of signs, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to write you off as some sort of cheap trick from a bunch of satanic cunts from the other side of the moon. Sorry, but that's just how I feel about it. All right? The goal was to dominate the planet, to get rid of the inbreds, rescue us, right? Almost like an intergalactic messiah. Like, here they come, saving us from their inbreds that they've sent earlier to fuck everything up so they can play hero. Almost like America tried to play hero after the Russians tried to invade Europe. You know what I mean? Because their leader, their secret service leader, has been compromised. Yeah, he was convinced when he was still a youngster that he could bring back the Soviet Union, and he promised a whole bunch of oligarchs to do so. And now he has to stick to his word. And those oligarchs are breathing in his neck, all Mossad, all being controlled by Mossad. Oligarchs. He's basically under control by a foreign intelligence service without his people knowing about it. Mossad, working together with the CIA, they want him to invade Europe so that the Americans can play hero and take over Europe. It's the exact same strategy. Okay? Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, you cause someone else to create a lot of shit, and then you offer yourself as a shit scooper to clean it up.